Okay, this video I'm doing the Pahang paper. So this is the Pahang trial for 2022. But this is Kertas 2. Okay. So for the paper Kertas 1, paper 1, I already upload like 8 months ago. So here I am 8 months later doing the paper 2. So hopefully this can help you for your revision. So let's scroll to the question. All right, number 1, let's go. Let's read the question. The straight line cuts x plus 2y minus 10 equals 0 through the curve 5x squared minus 2xy equals 24 at 2 different points. Find the coordinates of the intersection point. So this is the straight line equation. This is the curve equation. We want to find the intersection point. So this is quite easy. You just do simultaneous equation. So what you do is you write down the first equation, x plus 2y minus 10 equals 0. And the second equation, 5x squared minus 2xy equals 24. And you do simultaneous. So you can use the substitution method, which is the penggantian, or you can use the elimination method, the penghapusan. But for this case, I'll use penggantian actually, because one of the equation is non-linear, one of the equation, this equation is the linear, this other equation is the non-linear. So the best way to do this is to use penggantian, substitution. So what I will do is I'll try to find x here, make the x single. So how to make the x single? I can pinna the 10 become negative 10 become positive 10, and then the plus 2y hantar become minus 2y. After I make my x single, I will substitute this equation 1 into this equation. So I'll write 5x squared minus 2xy equals 24. And then I'll call this equation 2. And then I'll write substitute 1 into 2, right? And then I'll start to ganti masuk lah. So it becomes 5x squared minus 2. Okay, this one is 2 darab x darab y, 2 times x times y. So you can also written it like write it like this, 2 times y times x equals to 24. And later for the x, you will write 10 minus 2y, 10 minus 2y. All right, for those who don't know how to expand this, 10 minus 2y squared is actually 10 minus 2y times 10 minus 2y. So what you do is you start to slowly expand like this, right? But I don't like to do it like this because it's very slow. Usually I'll do it like this. What I will do is, okay, the 5 I write first. So what I do is I will square the depan. After I square the depan, I'll take depan darab belakang darab 2, and then only I take belakang square. So first I'll take depan square, 10 square is 100. And then depan darab belakang darab 2. So depan darab belakang 10 times negative 2y is negative 20y times 2 is negative 40y, like that. And then belakang square, which is positive 4y square. Of course, you can do it slowly like this also. You will get the same as me here. All right. It's just that I like to do it fast. So the fast way is to take depan square and then depan darab belakang darab 2 and then belakang square. All right. Okay. Now what about this? This one you just kebang macam biasa lah. You just expand it. So negative 2y times 10 is negative 20y. Negative 2y times negative 2y is positive 4y square equals to 24. And I can see I can still take the 5 kembang here, expand here. So 5 times 100 is 500. 5 times 40 is, I believe, is 200y. And then 5 times 4 is 20y square minus 20y plus 4y square equals to 24. So we can see this becomes a quadratic equation because we can see power 2 and then power 1 and then the number. So we have to change this into general form. It means I have to bring everything on one side equals to 0. So 20y square plus 4y square is 24y square. And then negative 200y and negative 20y, when you minus them, it becomes negative 220y, and then left with the number equals 0. The number is 500, but the 24 is on the other side, so you have to bring it over, become minus. So wait, let me press the calculator. 500 minus 24. Okay, I got positive 476. So we all know this equation can kecilkan. What do I mean by kecilkan? 24, 220, and 476. All these numbers can divide by 2. But is that the highest number that you can divide? No. Actually, you can divide by 4. Because 24 divided 4 is 6. 220 divided 4, you can press calculator. I think it's 55. Let's try. Yeah, 55. So you write 50. Okay, sorry. So you write 55y. And then 476 also can divide by 4, right? Yeah, 119. So I write positive 119 equals 0. And now I can press the calculator and get the 2 answers. So how to press this? So mode and then QN. Okay, degree 2. So what is the A? The A is 6. And then the B is negative 55. And then the C is 119. Okay, the first answer is 17/3 and 7/2. So let's write it down. But we have to kosong satu baris first, then only we write 17/3 and 7/2. Why we have to kosong satu baris? Because here we have to write bracket equals 0. The first bracket is what you have to do is you have to reverse the sign. So if this is positive, then you have to write negative. And then the divide 3 have to put in front. Same here. Y is positive 7/2, so you have to reverse the sign, become -7. But the over 2 you cannot write down here. You cannot write down here. The 2 you have to write in front, right? And what happens if you expand this? You will get back the 6y squared minus 50y plus 119, right? You will get back the atas punya baris, right? Let's try 6y squared. Yeah, you'll get back, right? So that's how you do it. Okay, after you get the y, now you get try to find the x. So I'll continue here when y equals to 17/3. How to get the x? You can ganti inside the equation 1. So it becomes x equals to 10 minus 2y. And then the y, you will put 17/3 here. All right. But what about the other answer for y? So you have to do again also when y equals to 7/2, x equals to 10 minus 2y, and the y is 7/2. It means that if y got 2 answer, then the x also got 2 answer. So let's do this first. This is easy. 2 and 2 can cut. 10 minus 7 is 3. This one you cannot cut, but it's okay. You can just use your calculator. So let's just press the whole thing. 10 minus 2, open bracket, 17/3, close bracket. Okay, you should get -4/3. Right? -4/3. So now it's time to write my last baris. So I have to put like this, dot, 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 and write the answer, right? But this one is intersection point. So I don't think I will write like this. I don't think I can write like this. X -4/3, y 17/3, and then dot, comma, and then x equals blah, blah, blah. I don't think I can write like this because this is a coordinate, right? This is a intersection point. So how to write intersection point? How to write coordinate? We have to write bracket, right? So the first intersection point is 17/3, comma, sorry, we have to write the x first. So we have to write -4/3. That's the x coordinate, and followed by the y coordinate, 17/3. So this is the first intersection point. And the other intersection point is x equal, okay, and bracket 3, 7/2. So these are the two intersection point yang ada lah dalam you punya first question, right? So kalau tak ada masalah, kita sambung. Okay, number 2, let's go. Are all numbers with roots cert support your statement? Adakah semua nombor dalam bentuk pecah kuasa 2 adalah cert, sokong pernyataan anda? So I will tell you the answer now. We have to write no. Okay, no. Okay, let me explain. Okay, let me explain. So are all numbers with roots cert? So if we want to do this question, we have to understand what is the meaning of cert, right? So I will use this empty space here. So cert is irrational number. Okay, if you look up the definition of cert in Google, this word will come out, irrational. Okay, later I'll explain what is irrational. And one more thing you have to remember is it's a non-recurring decimal. Non-recurring decimal. Okay, now I will explain what is cert. So cert is actually like square root. Okay, like square root. But not all square root is a cert. Okay, I give you some example. Square root, let's say square root 3. Okay, and square root 4. If we press square root 3, what the calculator will give me how much? It will give change to decimal, they will give you 1.732050808 blah blah blah, right? So it's like they give you a decimal yang ada banyak decimal place, 7320508, a lot of numbers, right? But if you press square root 4, they will just give you 2. Okay, so it means square root 4 will give you a rational number, but square root 3 will give you irrational number. So what is irrational? Irrational, actually, this word comes from the word ratio. So what is ratio? Ratio is nisbah. It means this number can change to, if the number can change to fraction, then we call it rational. Okay, because ratio is like fraction, right? So if the number is rational number, then it's rational number. If it can change the fraction, it's a rational number. If it cannot change the fraction, then it's irrational. So for example, square root 3. This is a cert because it's an irrational number, right? And it's also non-recurring decimal. What is non-recurring decimal? Recurring decimal means the decimal repeat. I will give you one example. Recurring decimal is like this, 0.565656. And it keeps going until infinity. It has it just keeps keep on repeating 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 6. So this is a recurring decimal. And let me tell you, this one can change to fraction. This is actually a rational number. Even though it has infinite decimal places, you can change this to fraction because it's recurring. If it's recurring, then dia boleh jadi fraction, right? The only decimal yang tak boleh tukar jadi fraction is non-recurring punya. Like this one, 7320508. It doesn't, how to say? It doesn't it doesn't repeat, it doesn't recurring, it's not recurring decimal, and you cannot change the fraction. That's why it's cert, right? So now after you understand this, I think we can answer this question already. So are all numbers with root cert? The answer is no. Okay, so support your statement. So let's write down some roots that are not cert. So square root 4 is a good example, right? So square root 4, so we can say square root 4 is equals to 2. Okay. Wait, how can I write this? Support your statement means I have to give them some example, right? So I think I can write okay, for example, square root 4 is equals to 2, and 2 is rational number. Rational number. Therefore, square root 4 is not cert. So let's see whether we got answer the question. Are all number with root cert? No. For example, so square root 4 is 2. 2 is rational number. So if 2 is rational number means it's not a cert lah. Okay, yeah, I think it's good enough. Yeah. I think this statement can support already. Okay, so now we can continue with B. Okay, B says what? Solve the equation. Solve means find x. So let's write down the question first. 8. Okay, the bracket here means times. 4 power x minus 1 equals to 8 power 2x minus 1. Okay, how to find x? Okay, this is an indices question. When we are dealing with indices question, always same base. If it's not same base, we make it same base no matter what. So base 8, base 4, base 8. Can I change all of this to same base? The answer is yes, we can change to same base. 8 and 4 can change to base 2. 8 can change to 2 power 3. 4 can change to 2 power 2. But there's still power x minus 1. That's why I have to write bracket, bracket, and then write the power beside. Same thing here. 8 can change to 2 power 3. But we have to write bracket, bracket. Because there's still 2x minus 1, we have to write beside. So remember this, when we have power side by side like this, we have to times. It means it's like you expand lah, so it becomes 2x minus 2. Same thing here. When we expand this, we become 3 times 2x is 6x minus 3. Base sama darab, kita boleh merge. Base sama darab, the power will be plus. So it will be 3 plus 2x minus 2. There should be a bracket here, but you can erase the bracket. Because if the bracket depan is plus, then you can erase the bracket. But if the depan bracket is got minus, then you have to be careful. Okay, because depan bracket minus, it means you have to tukar tanda everything inside the bracket, right? But this one, if the one bracket plus, then you are safe. Okay. Okay, this one is 6x minus 3. And now you already change to same base. And if you can look, and now you can actually compare, right? Because on the left side is 2 power something. This one also 2 power something. So, and then tengah-tengah is equal. So, if the base is already same, then the power should be same also. It means I can write 3 plus 2x minus 2 ataupun 1 plus 2x equals to 6x minus 3. Because 3 minus 2 is 1, right? And now I can find x. Plus 2 move there become minus 2. 6 minus 2 is 4x. Minus 3 move there become plus 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. So x is equals to 1. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, for soalan C, given that x is 3 power p, y is 3 power q. Express log x base 27 minus log y base 9 in terms of p and q. Okay, if you look at the information yang dia bagi, the information yang dia bagi tak ada log. But the one they ask us to find got log. So what I have to do is I have to change supaya saya punya information pun ada log. So how to change from this so that dia ada log? What we do is we will look at the number base and we will pindah to the other side. Because when we pindah the number base to the other side, it will become the log base. So if you look at this 3 power p, I can pindah the 3. 3 is the number base. So when we move to the other side, it becomes log base 3. And then the x is still there, and then the p is also still there. But the p is not power anymore. It becomes like a normal number already. Let's do again for this. Y equals to 3 power q. How to change this supaya the other log? Same thing lah. I just move the 3 to the other side. It becomes the log base. Okay, log base 3. And then the y is still there. And then the q is also still there. But the q is not power anymore. It becomes a normal number. And now we can try to find this. Log x base 27 minus log y base 9. And I want my answer in terms of P and Q. So remember, when we are doing indices question ataupun log question, the rule is always the same base. Base 27, base 9, but my info is in base 3, base 3. So I think I have to change base. And what is the formula to change base? Log base, I want base 3, right? So log base 3, log base 3. And then don't forget the log punya number X letak atas, log punya base letak bawah. Let's do one more time. I want to change to base 3, so log base 3, log base 3. So log punya number Y letak atas, log punya base letak bawah, like this. And actually this log 37 base 3, you can cut and write become 3, the whole thing. Okay, let me show you how. Okay, atas is log X base 3. Wait, log X base 3 is P, right? So actually I can write P already. Okay, so I can write P already. And then log 27 base 3. 27 and 3 sebenarnya ada connection. 27 can change to base 3 also. 27 is 3 power 3. And power can letak depan. Okay. Kenapa saya buat macam tu? Kenapa I change 27 to 3 power 3? Because I know log 3 can cut become 1. That's why I say just now, this whole thing can cut jadi P over 3. What about this one? Log Y base 3 is Q, right? So you can write Q. Log 9 base 3. Okay, 9 can change to 9 and 3 also have some connection. 9 can change to base 3 is 3 power 2, and power boleh buat apa? Hantar depan. And kenapa saya buat macam tu? Because I know log 3 can cut jadi 1. So this is your answer. P over 3 minus Q over 2. Or you can make it into single fraction, make everything over 6. This one times 2, this one times 3. So it becomes 2P minus 3Q over 6. So you can write your answer like this, or you want to write it like this also can. Both is the same thing. Okay. Yeah, that's all. Let's continue. Number 3A. Given gx equals to px plus q, let's write this down. Gx equals to px plus q, comma, where p and q are constant. Fx is 3x minus 4. Write this down also. Okay, 3x minus 4. And the gfx, this is the composite function. Find the value of p and q. Okay, let's write down. Okay, usually when we write composite function, we will put the big bracket, right? So big bracket fx, and then close the big bracket equals to what? 6x plus 5. So if I am you, I will start from the composite, right? I will start from the composite. So first thing first is I will look at what's inside. So the 6x plus 5 don't touch. This one cannot do. You only do the left-hand side. So it means the 6x plus 5, you just tak payah buat. So you just do this side. So first thing first is I will do fx first, because fx dalam. Kena buat dalam dulu. So fx we have already is 3x minus 4. So we can just put it in like this. Alright. After we buat dalam, now we tengok luar. So luar sekarang apa? G, right? So do we have G? Yes. So we have function G, which is px plus q. So let's write down px plus q. But if you look carefully, this is gx, g bracket x. But my one is g bracket 3x minus 4. So the x is need to change to 3x minus 4. So the x on the other side also have to change to 3x minus 4. Like this. But the pq no need to change, only the x change only. So now you can expand normally, it becomes 3px, and then this one expand become minus 4p plus q. And don't forget the answer, the soalan asks for p and q, right? But if you look carefully at this equation, I cannot find p and q by pindah, right? Because if you look at this one equation, the other p, the other q, the other x. So there's so many unknowns in this equation. So you can't possibly find the p and q by moving this there. So the correct way is not to pindah. The correct way is to compare. How you compare? You just compare side by side like this. So if you look at here, here got x, here also got x. So just compare the coefficient of x with the coefficient of x. So the coefficient here is 3p. So 3p equals to 6, like this, done. Same thing here. What's at the back here? 5, right? So equals to 5. But what's at the back here? Don't just say q, it's the whole thing. So the whole thing negative 4p plus q, right? It means you compare the whole thing, right? 3p is equals to 6. And then negative 4p plus q, everything at the back is equals to 5, like this. So you compare like this. So now you can find p, 6 divided 3 is 2. And of course you can ganti the 2 inside here to find q later. So how to find q? 5 plus 8, which is 13, right? Done already. Okay, let's go do B. Given that f inverse x equals to 4 over m minus x, and then they say x cannot equals to m, this one you don't have to write. This one they write because they want to, because if x is equals to m, then m minus m is 0, then the whole thing becomes undefined, because you cannot divide by 0, right? But this one you don't have to write in the soalan, right? Okay, next, where m is constant and gx equals to 3 plus x. Let's write this down also. Okay, now let's say what they want. Find the function fx in terms of m. So I want to find fx. So I don't think I'll be using this information, right? Maybe the second question only I use this. So the first question, I only use the f inverse to do. So how to find fx? If they give f inverse, how you do it? Okay, usually I will do it like this. Let whatever answer you want the fx, right? So I will let fx equals to a, right? And then I can pinna the f become f inverse a. And then what is f inverse A? F inverse x is 4 over m minus x. So f inverse A will be 4 over m minus A. Just change the x to A, right? And now you find the A because A is your fx, right? So how to find the A? First thing you can terbalik here. It means tukar tepat lah. Tukar tepat. So it becomes m minus a equals to 4 over x. And don't forget you are finding a, not the m. Because a is your answer. A is your fx. So you want the a. So negative a, when you move here, become positive. And then the 4 over x, move here, become minus 4 over x. So now you have your a. And so means now you know your fx. So your fx is m minus 4 over x. Right? And don't forget, if your bawah got x, you have to write this. You have to write the undefined case. So x cannot equals to 0 lah, because if x is 0, then the whole thing is undefined, right? But there's also another answer. You can also change this to single fraction. How to change this to single fraction? Just take the n, because this is m over 1, right? So what you can do is you can darab x here. So it becomes mx minus 4 over x. And you will also write x cannot equal 0. So this is correct. This is also correct. Okay, both these two is correct. Okay, now let's go to question number 2. Number 2 says what? F inverse f m squared plus 7 equals to g big bracket 2 plus m squared. Okay, just know this. When you see f inverse and f together like this, you can cut, right? So what if it's f inverse? Yeah, can cut also. What if I say f inverse f? Yep, can cut also. What if I say f inverse f inverse? This one cannot cut, right? Dia mesti satu function, satu biasa punya function, satu inverse. Then only you can cancel each other like this, right? But if both inverse, cannot lah. So this one can cut because one inverse, one f. Doesn't matter siapa depan, siapa belakang. When you see one function, one inverse, then you can cut. So after you cut it, left with what? M squared plus 7. And then what about at the back? The back is g2 plus m squared. Do I have function g? Yes, I have function g. Gx is 3 plus x. So let's write it down. 3 plus x. But I cannot write x here. You know why? Because this is g bracket x. What I want now is g bracket 2 plus m square. So my x need to change to 2 plus m square. So definitely the x on the other side also have to change to 2 plus m square. All right. So now let's try to expand this part. So m square plus 7 equals to 3 plus. Okay, how to expand this? I explained this in the first question, right? In question 1 just now. So how to expand this is the proper way is like this: 2 plus m times 2 plus m. And then you expand one by one like this, right? But I don't like to do it like this. It's very slow. Usually what I will do is I will underline the depan punya number, underline the belakang punya number. And what I do is I will take depan square first. Depan square. So what is depan square? 2 square. So 2 square is 4. After I take the depan square, I will take depan darab belakang darab 2. So 2 times m times 2. 2 times m is 2m times 2 is 4m. And then the last step is belakang square, which is m square, like this, right? Of course, you can do it like this. It's very slow, but you will get the same. You will get the same like this, believe me. All right, I think the bracket can erase. Why? Why the bracket can erase? Because if the in front of the bracket is plus, then the bracket is not. This one is 4. Okay, if the depan bracket is plus, then you don't have to worry anything. Just erase the bracket. But if the depan bracket is minus, then you cannot erase. Then you have to change every sign inside the bracket first. Then only you erase, right? So only when the bracket depan is negative, you have to be careful. So now we can cut the m square because m square minus m square is 0. So we left with 4m here. 3 plus 4 is 7. Pindah there becomes 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. So m equals to 0 divided 4, which is 0. All right. Okay, continue with number 4. Given that fx equals to 2x squared, let's write it down. Fx equals to 2x squared plus 6x minus 8. So the first question says, write the function in vertex form. So this is how the vertex form looks like. Okay, vertex form, how to convert? This is general form. This is general form. So general form convert to vertex form, there's only one way to do. You will have to do completing the square. You have to do completing the square. And how I teach you in class to do completing the square, you have to make sure the a must be positive 1 first. If the a is not positive 1, you can't do completing the square. So what you do is you take out the 2, right? So when you take out the 2, it left with x squared. So what is 6 divided 2? 3x. What is negative 8 divided 2? Negative 4, right? After you make sure the a is positive 1, then you will write the 2 big bracket. Okay, hey, the 2 is still there. I see some of you, you will just erase the 2. Remember, the 2 is still there. Okay, you can only erase the 2 if the other side is 0. Now the other side is fx. So the 2 is still there. But if the other side is 0, then the 2 you don't have to write. Okay, but the other side is fx now. Okay, so the 2 is still there, and don't forget to use big bracket. And what's the method? What's the apa cara untuk buat completing the square? You have to write x squared plus 3x, and then kosong sikit, and then minus 4, and then kosong sikit, right? Yang kosong-kosong ni tulis apa? Plus bracket square minus bracket square, like this, right? And inside the bracket, you have to write b over 2. And the b, you don't go and tengok this 6, wrong. The b, you have to tengok sebelah sini, right? So the b is not 6, the b is 3. So 3 over 2, 3 over 2. Kenapa tak boleh tengok 6 as the B? Because this equation, the A is not positive 1 yet. You have to tengok yang A sudah positive 1. So that's why the B is 3. After you reach here, you write 2 big bracket and then small bracket square. And now what you do is you will cover the 3x. Jangan tengok the 3x, just tengok sini and sini. So jangan tengok 3x, so tengok sini. Sini ada apa? X square. Square tulis luar, X tulis dalam. Siap. 3x jangan tengok. 3 over 2 square. So 3 over 2 tulis dalam, square tulis luar. That's all. Siap. What about yang belakang? Negative 4 and then minus. Yang ni you kena square lah. 3 over 2 square is 3 times 3 tulis atas, 2 times 2 tulis bawah. 3 times 3 is 9 tulis atas, 2 times 2 is 4 tulis bawah. Siap. Now we can calculate negative 4 minus 9 over 4. So let's write down first 2 big bracket. The big bracket is very important. So the big bracket you have to write. So x plus 3 over 2 square. Now we press this in our calculator. So let's press negative 4 minus 9 over 4. Wait. Okay, I already pressed. The calculator says negative 25 over 4. And don't forget the big bracket. The big bracket is very important. Okay, now only you will take the 2, you will expand, you will kembang. So after you kembang, then you don't have to write the big bracket. That's why I say the big bracket is very important, right? Because if you don't write the big bracket, you thought it's finished already, right? You thought it's finished dekat sini. But actually the big bracket means that you haven't finished yet. You have to take the 2 darab masuk. So now you take the 2 kembang masuk, now it becomes 2x plus 3 over 2 square. And also, by the way, this 2, when you kembang, it cannot go inside this bracket. The reason why is because this bracket got power 2. So you don't tell me something like, 2x. No. The 2, when you kembang, you just write outside like this. Right? And then the 2 have to times with negative 25 over 4, which is negative 25 over 2, like this. So this is the correct answer. This is the vertex form, right? So siap already. This is the answer, right? Okay, now I want to do B. So B says what? Based on part A, so this is part A, state the equation of axis of symmetry. So you already know your vertex form. So can you tell me from vertex form what you can write? You can write down the turning point, the TP, right? So how to write the turning point? The turning point, for the x coordinate, you will look at here, right? But you have to tukar tanda. You have to change sign. So 3 over 2, when you take out, it becomes negative 3 over 2. And then the y coordinate will be whatever at the back here. So negative 25 over 2, right? So remember, this is how we write turning point. After we change to vertex form, the x coordinate will be here, and then the y coordinate will be this. But just remember the x coordinate have to tukar tanda lah. Okay. Don't forget that there's 2 types of turning point. There's 2 types of turning point. There is minimum and maximum. So for this question, you think this is the minimum point or the maximum point? So how to know whether it's minimum or maximum? You look at the A, right? So the A is 2, or you want to refer here also can. This A and this A is the same value, right? So if the A is positive, it means this graph is a U shape. So if it's a U shape, then this is a minimum. So definitely this is a minimum point. Okay, the minimum point. So this turning point is a minimum point. And also don't forget the x coordinate, we can call is actually the axis of symmetry. Okay, don't forget that. The x coordinate of turning point is always the axis of symmetry. And then what about the y coordinate? This one is the minimum value, right? The minimum value, right? So I repeat one more time. After you get the turning point, the x coordinate and y coordinate, the x coordinate will tell you the axis of symmetry. The x coordinate will tell you the axis of symmetry also, and then the y coordinate will tell you the minimum value. Sometimes it's maximum value lah, depends on the question. But this question I already mentioned, it's a U shape, so it's a minimum value, right? So what they asked for in first question, they asked for axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is what? Negative 3 over 2. But you have to write x equals, because it's the equation of line. So x equals to negative 3 over 2. Okay, and the x equals mesti tulis, itu penting. So remember, when we write equation, mesti ada equal punya. You cannot just write negative 3 over 2, and it's x equals because the line is going vertically down like that. Okay, number 2, let's see. Determine the characteristic of the turning point of the function. Justify your answer. So I think the characteristic is minimum point. So this turning point is the minimum point. So what I'll write here, I'll just write the turning point of this function is of the function is a minimum point. So they asked me to justify the answer, so I can write because the a is 2, which is bigger than 0, right? So yep, I think that's good enough, right? Okay, let's do C now. Okay, I'll do it here. Sketch the graph of modulus fx for x in between -6 and 2. So they want me to sketch for fx. I think it's this one lah. This is fx. So, but there's a modulus here. Okay, this modulus you learn in trigo. Trigo, I got teach, right? This modulus means what? The ataskan. What is the ataskan? It means everything below the x-axis you have to reflect up to the reflect up, right? Modulus, right? So I think first I will sketch the fx first, right? I will sketch the fx first. So what is fx? 2x squared plus 6x minus 8. So we all know it's a U shape already, but I will kosong some space here because I have to write a lot later here. So I have to do modulus. And what happens to this point? Actually, we know this point already because just now we do completing the square. We found out the turning point is -3/2, -25/2. But we don't know where is the x-axis, right? We don't know where is the x-axis. So what we can do is we can do the b square minus 4ac because I want to know whether the x-axis is two different roots, two equal roots, or no roots, right? So remember that is always the first thing we do. So b square minus 4ac, 6, and then 2, -8. So remember, when sketching graph, I always teach in class to do this first. Of course, you actually got teacher teach yang tak ajar do it like this one, like do it different a bit. Can also lah. But usually when I do it, I usually do the b square minus 4ac. If you press this, you'll get 100. 100 is bigger than 0, so we all know it's two different roots. So definitely it's 2x-intercept. So after we draw the x-axis, now we can find out the x-intercept, which is here and here, right? So how to find the x-intercept? I can ganti y equals 0. So when y equals 0, okay, y equals 0 means fx equals 0. So 2x squared plus 6x minus 8 equals 0. So now you can find the x. So how we find the x is, this is a quadratic, right? But we can see can kecilkan divide 2, divide 2, divide 2. So divide 2 is 3x, divide 2 is -4. And then we press calculator, Let's press now. So mode EQN degree 2. Okay, the A is 1, the B is 3, the C is -4. So the calculator gives me 1 and -4 for my answer. So 1 and -4. So of course, atas you have to reverse the sign. X minus 1, x plus 4 equals 0. So now we have two value of x. So now we know the x-intercept. The first point is 1, 0. The next point is -4, 0. Obviously, the -4 is here, and then the 1 is here, right? And now for my y-intercept, right? After I find my x-intercept, I also need to find my y-intercept. So when x equals 0, just now y equals 0, now x equals 0. So what will be my y? Okay, y and fx is the same meaning. So if I ganti x0, my y will be -8, right? So let's draw my y-axis now. So we all know this is 1, this is -4, and we also know this turning point, the x-coordinate is -3/2, which is 1.5. So definitely your y-axis will be at 0, so somewhere here, right? Somewhere here. Okay, I can put it maybe here. Yeah. Okay, so now I can write fx here, or you want to write y also can, and then the y-intercept is here, so you write -8, right? So I think done already, right? But the problem with this is they want modulus. Do you realize they want modulus? And they also got mentioned this range, right? So I think what I will do first now is to find the starting point and the ending point first. So the starting point has to be x -6. So what I will do is I will put when x equals -6, find the starting point and find the turning point, find the ending point. This one is 0, -8. And that's why it's here. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. When x -6, how to find the y? So I will just sub the -6 inside here. So 2x squared plus 6x minus 8. -6, -6. Okay, let's press this whole thing inside the calculator. 2 bracket -6 close bracket square. Wait, I'm pressing plus 6 bracket -6 close bracket minus 8. Okay, the calculator gave me 28. So we all know the starting point is -6, 28. So -6, I think it's like a bit around here maybe. So let's make the graph go like this. Okay, why is this so ugly? Okay, maybe I put my -6 here. So this is my -6. Okay, let's erase this. Let's erase all this because it's very messy. Yeah. So -4, this one is -6. And then we have our y coordinate 28. So this is my 28. And we get, and it's better if you write down like this, -6, 28. Right? So it goes down and then go back up. Okay, let's find the ending point, which is x equals to 2. So we have our first point, -6, 28. What is my last point, my ending point? So let's do it here. When x equals to 2, right? 2. So, okay, let's continue here. Y equals to 2x squared plus 6x minus 8. This one ganti 2, ganti 2. Now I press in my calculator. Okay, let's press 2 bracket 2 close bracket square plus 12 minus 8. Okay, I was pressing earlier and the calculator gave me 12. So the point here is 212 lah. So now we can go to my ending point 212. So where is 2? Okay, this is 1, right? This is 1. So where is the 2? Okay, let's erase this because it's very messy. So what I do is, this one is the -8. This one is the 1. So 2 maybe roughly here, maybe. But it's 12, right? So I want it to be like maybe here. So let's make this the 2, right? And of course the extra part we have to erase lah. Okay. So and don't forget to write the 12 here, right? Okay, for my final step, what is the final step? The final step is the modulus. So the modulus, what will happen here is you have to reflect everything yang bawah x-axis ke atas, right? But to do that, we first need to know this coordinate, right? So this coordinate is -3/2. What's this now? I already erased. -25/2. Okay. So if you convert this to fraction, it's actually -1.5. And then -25/2, when you convert, is -12.5, right? So where do you think is it means if I reflect this point will reflect up here, but I want to know whether it's here, here, or here, right? So it could end up looking like this, right? It could end up looking like, I know, no, like this, right? But it could also end up maybe like this, and then maybe like this, and then like this, right? So I want to know this one is how high, right? Is it like below 12 or in between here, or like very, very super high, right? So wait. So what I will do now is I need the coordinate here lah. So if I reflect, what do you think will be the new coordinate? It will be still -3/2, right? The x coordinate will not change, but the y coordinate will change to positive, because the y coordinate is not negative because it's not down here anymore, it's up here, right? But the x coordinate never changed, the y coordinate changed. So the y coordinate becomes 12.5. So where do you think it's 12.5? It should be higher than 12, right? So it should be somewhere like here, right? Just lebih kurang lah. And now we can draw the curve already. So it's like this, right? Like this. Okay, it's very ugly. Let me draw again. So like this, right? And don't forget one thing is the y-intercept, right? Okay, actually, the dot I should put like down, maybe here like this. So then only it looks more natural. Okay, I think like this is fine. Yeah. But don't forget this point. This point is the y-intercept. It will become 8 also. Because the -8, when you reflect, it become positive, right? And of course, everything down here, you have to erase all of it. Erase the -8 also. Yeah, like that. Don't forget this is -4. This one is 1. This one is 0. And then, yeah, 12 is here. Okay. What's the point here just now? 2, 12. And the coordinate here is -3/2, 12.5, right? And then, yeah, I think everything is complete already. So what they want, sketch the graph of modulus fx. So I think I can write the equation modulus fx. So this is how you do it lah. I'm thinking about this working. So okay lah, I think boleh juga lah. So just remember, if they ask for modulus fx, you just sketch for fx first, then only you do the modulus. Modulus means you terbalik kan lah, right? I mean not terbalik, I mean di atas kan, right? Okay, number 5. Let's go 5A. Sketch the graph of blah, 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 for 0 until pi. Wow, they want you to draw until pi only, so be careful. They don't want until 2 pi. So usually how I teach you in class, don't sketch first, right? You will conteng dulu. Conteng means you draw like a sketch lah. Just roughly draw. Okay, so you know the shape. So first thing first is I will focus on the cos 2x. Cos 2x is like an underwear shape, but how many underwear? 2 underwear because it's 2x. So 1, 2. But don't forget, dia habis dekat 360 ataupun 2 pi. And then they want the amplitude to be 2. So this is 2, 0, -2. Because this 2 means dikembangkan. Dikembangkan means like that. And then modulus, I just told you in the last question, modulus is di ataskan. So di ataskan, so now it looks like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, right? Because this one di ataskan already, right? And then now the final part is the plus one. Plus one means dinaikkan. So plus one, plus one, plus one. 2 plus 1 is 3, 0 plus 1 is 1, -2 plus 1, -1. So where is your new x-axis? It's here already, right? Because your 0 is here. This is 1, -1, so the middle part. Okay, after you draw this rough, after you something like this, then only you do the real one, right? But how I teach you, I said you will you will use calculator to do, right? Okay, so what you do is this cos 2x, you will ganti this with what? With 0, 1, -1. Okay, so what you do first is when this whole thing becomes 0, so 0 times 2 is 0, modulus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. So when y equals to 1, take the whole thing equals to 1. So modulus 2 cos 2x plus 1 equals to 1. Of course, if you don't want to do this working, you want to straight away draw also can. But I don't like, because I I want to know the exact coordinate, right? But if you want to do like that, can also. Okay, it's fine. But during class, I always teach you to do it like this, right? So let's just I will stick to this method. So 2 modulus 2 cos 2x, I'll pindah the plus 1 become -1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Now pindah the modulus. But when you pindah modulus, there should be 2 answers, one positive, one negative. But for 0, there's no negative. -0 is still 0. That's why you can just ignore the modulus. So now you get cos 2x equals to 0 divide 2, which is 0. So this is a special case. Cos 0, the answer, there's 2 answers, 90 and 270. Okay, and then if it's 2x, you have to take all your answer plus 360 sekali. So 90 plus 360, 450. 270 plus 360, 630. Divide 2, 45. Divide 2, 135. Divide 2, 225. Divide 2, 315. Right? So that's how you do it. Now for my next part, I will ganti this whole thing equals to 1. So if this whole thing equals to 1, 1 times 2 is 2. Modulus 2 is also 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So when y equals to 3, so I write here, when y equals to 3, and then the whole thing equals to 3. So modulus 2 cos 2x plus 1 equals to 3. First, I will pindah the 1, so left with modulus 2 cos 2x. 3 minus 1 is 2. Now pindah the modulus. But modulus, when you pindah, there will be 2 answers, one positive, one negative. So 2 cos 2x equals to positive 2. 2 cos 2x equals to -2. So what is cos 2x? 2 divided 2, 1. What is cos 2x here? -2 divided 2, -1. So this is special case. And cos 1, you should hafal. The nilai for cos 1 is 0 and 360. Right? But it's 2x, so you have to take all your answer plus 360. So you get 720 here, divide 2, 0, divide 2, 180, divide 2, 360. Yep. Let's go here. This is also special case. Cos -1 is 180. But if it's 2x, you have to take all your answer plus 360. So you have 540 here. Divide 2, 90. Divide 2, 270. Now, you have to take all of this ganti -1. But you don't have to do that already, because if you ganti -1, -1 times 2, -2, modulus -2, 2. And then 2 plus 1 is 3. Can you see it's the same? So you don't have to do that. So now you can terus lukis already, right? So when we lukis, we have to draw our y-axis. So when we draw our y-axis, we look at the y value. So what do we need for our y value? We need 1 and 3, right? But don't just put 1 and 3. Put 1, 2, 3. Okay, it means the highest we go is 3, and then the 2 also I want, and then baru 1, and then baru 0. Okay, kenapa 2 walaupun tak guna pun saya nak you tulis, because later you have to draw a straight line to find number of solution. So later these two, you know, they will help you to plot the straight line later. So try to put it complete like this. And then also the x-axis. The x-axis is always the same one, the potongan. The potongan for x-axis is always 90, 180, 270, 360. But we are doing Addmaths. And Addmaths, they don't like to ask in degree, they like to ask in radian. So I cannot write 90, I have to write pi over 2. 180 is pi. in radian is pi. And then this 270, 3 pi over 2, this is 2 pi, right? And when we sketch, we have to look at this. When y equals to 1, x equals to 45, 135, 225, 315. 45 is middle here. So y equals to 1, x 45. Y equals to 1, x equals 135. 135 is exactly the half, exactly middle 90 and 180. Yeah. So it's here 135. And then the 225 is here. And then 315 is here. And make sure they are all the same level, right? Because the initial when y equals to 1. And if you take note, this is actually your old x-axis. Do you remember what happens to your x-axis? It shifts down, right? Why the whole x-axis move down? Because the whole graph plus 1. When the whole graph plus 1, when the whole graph naik atas, it means your x-axis will turun bawah. That's why this is your old x-axis and the new x-axis turun bawah. Okay, so just remember that. Okay, now what is the next point? The next point is when y equals to 3, x is 0, 180, 360. So 3, 0, 180 is pi. So here, 360 is here. And don't forget this also, 90, 270. This is also under this. So this is also when y equals 3. So 390 and then 273. Now we can draw the shape. But you don't simply draw. You don't go and simply draw like this. Wow, 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 cos x. So like this, like this, like this. No, no, no. When we draw, we have to refer to the Chonteng one. That's why I asked you to Chonteng first, right? So it has to look exactly like this, right? So can you see this one is go down like this? So I don't want to see any of you draw like this. No, what is this? This is not correct. You have to follow whatever you Chonteng here. So did you see it's not like a U-shaped one, it goes like this, right? It doesn't go like a U one. Okay. So you follow lah, you just follow like this. And then McDonald, McDonald, McDonald. So like a McDonald sign, like a McDonald sign, and then like a McDonald sign. And then this one, it goes up like this. It doesn't go like this, huh? It doesn't go like this. It goes like this. Like this. Okay, can you see? So of course, this one you don't pass up lah. This one you just Chonteng saja, right? So this is how you sketch. But do you remember they asked me to sketch until pi only? So I have to erase all the extra part. So all this I have to erase until pi, right? So I have to erase until here, until pi, right? But a lot of students, when they erase like this. Maybe they erase like this, right? But you have to take out betul-betul. When you erase, you have to erase until pi. So actually, you have to erase until here. Like this. Because this is the pi. So actually, this is where you stop. Okay. So this is your final answer, right? So don't forget to write the equation. Uh, okay, this x-axis we can make it shorter, right? Yeah, like this. Okay, now this is your x. Okay, so let's write down the equation for this cos graph. Y equals to modulus 2 cos 2x close modulus plus 1. So this is how you get 4 marks. Okay, now let's look at B. B says what? Hence, using the same as sketch a suitable straight line. This one we do so many times already in class. So suitable straight line to find number of solution. Blah, 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 this one. Okay, so let's write down the equation. Modulus 2 cos 2x x minus x over pi equals to 1. For 0 until pi, state the number of solution. Okay, I mentioned so many times already in class. If they want this part, what they want you to do? What they want you to do is they want you to draw a straight line here and find how many intersection point. Okay, number of solution means number of intersection point. But before you draw the equation, before you draw the line, you need the equation of line first. And how to get the equation of line? The equation of line should look like this: y equals to mx plus c. But if you look at the equation they gave you, doesn't even have y. So I have to jadikan dia ada y lah. So macam mana nak jadikan dia ada y? Okay, look at the whole question. Dekat mana ada y? Sini ada y kan? Mana? Sini. Or you can look at A lah. Look at A here. So sini ada y. So y is actually equals to modulus 2 cos 2x plus 1. And if you look at the equation they gave you, the equation they gave you is modulus 2 cos 2x. So maybe some student will say, oh, pindah the 1 here. It's useless one. You pindah the 1 also is useless because this is plus 1. Plus 1, when you move here, it becomes minus 1. So it doesn't, it's not useful. So what you should do is like this. You write down modulus 2 cos 2x. And the first thing first is you pindah the minus x over pi to the other side. It becomes 1 plus x over pi. And then what you do is you plus 1 both sides. Okay. Then maybe some student will ask, wow, can do it like this, man? Yeah, can also. Can. You just make sure do it for both sides. If you do it for both sides, then boleh, right? If you want to plus or minus any number, you can do it. Just make sure you do it for both sides, right? And the reason why I do plus 1 both sides is so that I can change this whole thing to y. And then 1 plus 1 is 2, and then x over pi. Now we get our equation of straight line. And now we can get some points, and then we can draw it here. Usually we'll find 2 points lah, at least 2 points. So let's use x0. 0 divided pi is 0, 2 plus 0 is 2. So 0, 2 is your first point, right? And then the second point, you can ganti anything, but don't ganti x is 2 pi because you already know this graph draw until pi only. So you can't plot if it's until 2 pi. So maybe use pi, right? So if you use pi, what happens? Pi divided pi is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So pi 3. Pi 3 is here, right? So now you draw a line. So the line will passes through 0, 2 and pi 3 like this. Okay? And don't forget to write the equation of the straight line also. Y equals to what? 2 plus x over pi. And then now we can see the number of solution. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the NOS is 4, right? So just dot, 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 NOS is 4. Of course, during exam, you don't write NOS. You write full. You write number of solution. Okay, let's go number 6. This is vector. The diagram 1 below shows road of school in the town area that form a rectangle OABC. Okay, let's keep this one, not important. Okay, let's go. School M is located at the middle of school A and C. Oh, hold on. M is located at the middle of A and C. It means this is ratio 1, this is ratio 1 because it's midpoint, right? And then they also mentioned what? Wait, what? Middle of school A and C, okay. OM ratio OB is 2 ratio 3. So OM, the ratio is 2. OB, the ratio is 3. So this should be 1 because 3 minus 2, 1. Okay, so make sure your labeling is perfect for vector because in vector, the most important part is labeling. If you label wrong, then the whole thing wrong. Given OA is 3x plus 2y, so let's label this also. The arrow must point towards A, 3x plus 2y. And remember, when we label vector, we always put the arrow. And the arrow have to point to the correct points to A lah, because it's OA ma. And then OC, okay, O pointing to C, 9x plus 2y. And then the last one is C to B. C to B like this, and the vector is 3ry. And then now they say express in terms of x, y, AC, OM. So the first one, want to find AC. So let's do it. So A question 1, they want to find vector AC. So how to find AC? You can do AO plus OC lah. Very easy. AO plus OC. So what is vector AO? OA is 3x plus 2y. AO will be negative 3x minus 2y. And then plus with OC. OC is given already 9x plus 2y. If you don't put bracket also tak apa, because the depan bracket is plus. If the depan bracket is plus, you are safe. But if the depan bracket is minus, then you have to be careful. Because if it's minus, then you have to change all the sign inside the bracket, right? Okay, negative 3x plus 9x is 6x. Negative 2y plus 2y is 0. Means can cut. So this is your answer. Question 2, let's go. Question 2 says, find vector OM. Let's go. So OM, how to find? Okay, if you look at the diagram, O to M is this line. So you can take OA plus AM lah. OA plus AM. Or you can also say OC plus CM, right? Then maybe some students say, sir, OA got give, but AM never give. It's okay. Even though AM, I tak tahu, I know AC mah. Okay, and they already mentioned M is the middle. So you can just take the AC divide 2, then you get the AM. So let's go OA plus AM. So what is OA? OA is 3x plus 2y. So we write it down. And then AM. Okay, A to M I don't have, but I have the ratio. So A to M is actually the half of A to C. A to M is half of A to C. Okay, let's do it. Let's continue. So later the AC I can put 6x lah. So it becomes 3x plus 2y plus the half of 6x, right? Hey, what if you do it the other way? What if you take OC plus CM? Can also ma. If you take OC plus CM, then the CM will be what? Half of CA lah. If C to M, then it's half of CA already, not AC. It will be half of CA. And then the CA, you will not put 6x, you will put negative 6x. Okay, hopefully clear. All right, so what is 6x divide 2, 3x. And then the 3x can pass with this 3x, you get 6x. And then plus 2y, done. Let's do B. B says what? Express OB in terms of x and y. Okay, I will do it here. So the first question for B is express OB, but in terms of what? X and Y in the first question, but in the second question, in terms of X, Y, and R. So for the first question and second question, they are both finding OB. It's just that in the first question, the answer can only have X, Y, but second question have to have R. So how to make sure the second question have R? Let's go and find OB. Okay, OB is this. So if I want R, then of course I will take OC plus C to B, right? Because only this jalan got R. Only this jalan got R. But in the first question, they want me to, in terms of X and Y only. So I think I'll do OA plus AB. But do I have AB? I don't have. So let's think about this. OB. Okay, actually we can use the A answer, right? Because the A answer I already know O to M. Because O to M just now is 6x plus 2y. So I think I can label inside. So O to M is actually 6x plus 2y. So this is 6x plus 2y. And do you remember they mentioned this is ratio 2 and this is ratio 1. So how to get the M to B? Just take 6x plus 2y divide 2. Then you will get 3x plus 1y. Okay, divide 2, because the ratio is 2 to 1. And then now you can find OB already. Just take 6x plus 2y. Okay, O to B, 6x plus 2y plus with 3x plus y. And how you get the 3x plus y just now? By taking 6x plus 2y divide 2. This, right? So that's why you end up with 6x plus 2y plus 3x plus y. So the final answer is 9x plus 3y. Okay, correct. Yeah, correct. Okay, so this is question 1. Let's do question 2. Okay, question 2, you know already. They also asked for OB, but this time they want the answer have R, right? So have R, I think I have to use this jalan. So O to B, if I want to use this jalan, it will be OC plus CB. Okay, so what is OC? 9x plus 2y. What is C to B? Well, it's 3RY. So now your answer have R already. Okay, but don't stop your answer like that. I don't recommend, because now we have 2y. So let's make it like ada 1x, 1y. So 9x, this y we can factorize out like this. And then we just write the whatever left inside here. So 2 plus 3R. Okay, it's better if you stop your answer like this. Okay, what's next? Hence find the value of R. Okay, very easy. If you want to find value of R, you just take this one equals to this one, because these are both vector OB. So if they are both vector OB means this vector and this vector is same. It means they will have the same vector. That's why you see 9x, you can compare. And then the coefficient of y here is 3. The coefficient of y here is 2 plus 3r. So you can connect them together. So you can terus tulis 2 plus 3r equals to 3. And you can find r. 3 minus 2 is 1. R is 1 over 3 like this. So the r value is 1 over 3. Okay? Okay, let's go to the last question. This is section A, last question. All right, this is circular measure, I think. Let's read first. Diagram 2 shows a piece of wire bent to form the perimeter OABC. Oh, I think this one is OPQR, right? I think it's OPQR. So OPQR of a sector of circle with radius XCM. So this should be X also, because if it's a sector, then this will be the radius, this will be the radius. So they are same length. Angle AOC is theta radian. So this is in radian. And then the wire is length 100 cm. So if the wire is 100 cm, then the perimeter is 100. While x and theta may vary. So the only information I have now is the perimeter. So let's write down the perimeter equals to 100 cm. Okay, let's not do anything and see what the soalan says. A says what? Show that the area of sector can be expressed as this. So they want me to show the area. So we have to find the area of sector. And if they want me to show means my final answer should look like this, right? So let's find the area. How to find area of sector? Which formula I will use? Well, in circular measure, the area of sector formula is 1 over 2 r squared theta, right? But for this question, the r, they use x, right? So the r is x. And then for the theta, they never give you. So we will just write theta. But if you do it like this, you can see the problem. They want my final answer should look like this, 50x minus x squared, not like this, right? So if you do it like this means you never show that the area is this also. It's because they are not same. So what is the difference between my answer and the answer I want? What is the difference here? The answer that they want me to show is in terms of x, but my one is in terms of x and theta. That's the difference, right? This atas punya is in terms of x and theta, but this one is in terms of x sahaja. So what I have to do is I have to find the data lah, right? I have to find the data. I have to make the data disappear, right? And how to do that? Use the parameter. Use the parameter, right? That's why they give you this information is to find the data. So how to find data? Well, we all know parameter formula is what? Okay, perimeter tak ada formula lah. You just take all the sides, all the outer sides add together. So x plus x, and then plus with this arc, right? And the formula for arc is r theta. But this question, the r is what? The theta is what? The r is x. The radius is x, right? So it will be x times theta. So now you can actually find the theta. right? How to find the theta? X plus x is 2x, so 2x plus x theta equals to 100. So how to find theta? 2x when you move there becomes minus, and then times x become bahagi like this. The reason why I do it like this is I want the theta to disappear later when I find area. So now when I find area, instead of writing 1 over 2x squared theta, I will write 1 over 2x squared theta. I will put this 100 minus 2x over x. Can you see it's already in terms of x? So now I just further simplify, then I will then I can get the answer already. So how to do? I think this one can cut. So x and x can cut. So we will left with x over 2 times with 100 minus 2x. So what is darab x over 2? It means darab x bahagi 2 lah. 100 darab x is 100x, bahagi 2 is 50x. Negative 2x darab x is negative 2x squared, bahagi 2 is negative x squared. So now can you see this one is same as this already? So if my blast baris is same as this already, then we can write the word shown. Okay. Now let's go B. B says what? Hence, find the value of x for which, it means find radius lah. X is the radius for which the area enclosed by the wire is maximum. Okay, this is the keyword maximum. So whenever you see this word maximum, it means this is under differentiation. And what you do when you see the word maximum, minimum, or turning point, you will differentiate equals to 0, right? Remember, when you see the word maximum, that's how you do it. Differentiate equals to 0. Okay, if it's under differentiation punya soalan lah. So this is it means this question actually combines circular measure and differentiation. So how to differentiate? Okay, siapa yang maximum? Dia kata siapa maximum, then you differentiate siapa equals 0. Dia kata area yang maximum, right? So you differentiate the area equation equals 0. And what is the area equation? 50x minus x squared. So this is the equation that you need to differentiate equals to 0. So dA dx is equals to 50 minus 2x, and take the whole thing equals to 0. And now you will get 2x equals to 50, x equals to 25. And don't forget this is radius, so cm. So that's how you do it, right? So now what about second question? Second question, they ask the corresponding value of theta in radian. Okay, if they want, for first question, they want to find value of x. That's why you stop here, right? What if they want the value of a? Then you will take the x, you ganti inside this equation. If they want value of a, then you ganti into this one. You ganti the x here, then you get the value of a. But what if they want the value of theta? Like in second question, then you ganti into the equation yang theta lah, which is this one lah, right? Because you don't want a ma, you want theta ma. So theta equals to what? 100 minus 2x over x, and the x you will put 25, 25. 25 times 2 is 50, 100 minus 50 is 50, 50 divided by 25 is 2. Don't forget to write the unit. This is radian, right? Okay, let's continue with section B. So this section, they only want us to answer 3 questions. Okay, wait. Let me Okay. So this section they only want us to answer 3 questions, but I will answer all 4 questions, right? Because we are doing revision, right? So yeah, but of course during exam you only choose 3 lah. So let's read the question. Number 8. Okay, this is integration. Okay. Diagram 3 shows part of the curve y equals x minus 6 square and a straight line y equals mx plus c intersect at 0.46. Let's check. Y equals x minus 6 square. Okay, this is the curve equation. And then the straight line y equals mx plus c. This is the straight line equation. But the straight line equation is not complete, right? Because they never give us the m and c. And they say that this curve and this line intersect at 4,6, which is here. So I think first thing first, we can label already. This is 4, right? This is 4, and this is 6. So this is 6, right? So this is 4, 6. And then we also can find some important points, right? So for example, this point I can find, right? Because when I teach integration in class, I always say the first step is to find out all the important points. What are important points? The x-intercept, the y-intercept, and the intersection point. So if you look at this curve, we can actually see the x-intercept is here, okay? And we can find the x-intercept. How? By substituting the y equals 0. Okay, we just got the y equals 0. So 0 equals to x minus 6 square. So remember, if you want to find x-intercept, ganti y0. If I want to find y-intercept, ganti x0. So let's ganti y0, see what happens here. 0 equals to x minus 6. Okay, the square can move here, become square root, but square root 0 is still 0. So x is 6. So this is 6. Okay, but I will erase this. Okay, I will erase this. And then what about the straight line? Can I find the x-intercept and y-intercept of the straight line? No, because the straight line equation is not complete. So if the straight line is not complete, I cannot find this point. I cannot find the like I cannot find the y-intercept or x-intercept, right? So I only have this. Now they start to give us some information. So this information says integrate 40 mx plus c dx equals 16. So I think this is an important information. So I will write it down, 40 bracket mx plus c dx equals 16. So if you look closely, this mx plus c is actually the equation of what? Equation of curve or equation of straight line? Is the equation of straight line, right? Because the straight line equation is y equals mx plus c. So what they are saying is the area from the straight line 0 to 4 tarik to x-axis is 16. I repeat one more time. The area of straight line tarik from 0 to 4 to x-axis, because it's dx, is 16. So let's find out. The area of the straight line tarik from 0 to 4 on x-axis is 16. So this shaded region that I'm shading now is the area they're talking about. So this area is 16 units square, right? So now with this information, we can start to do A. A says what? Calculate the value of C and M. It means find the find using the straight line, find using the straight line, right? So I think we can use this information here. So what we can do is we can integrate the mx plus c. But sir, how to integrate? The m and c we don't have. It's okay. Even if you don't know the m and c, you still can integrate. And how you integrate is by doing just taking the power plus 1. So what happens here is become mx power 1 plus 1 is 2 over 2. And then even though I don't know the c value, but I know integrate number is you just tambah x. So when you integrate c, it becomes cx like this. And then here is 40 equals to 16. Okay. But actually, there's another method to do this question. If you don't want to do it using integration method, you can also use the trapezium area formula. Because trapezium area formula is 1 over 2 times the sum of parallel side times with the height. And this one we can take c, this one we can take 6, this one we can take 4. So it'll be c plus 6 times 4 like that. And then we can get the c, right? Can also. Okay, you can use this method to do also. But I will stick to the integration method to do. So let's erase all this. Okay, let's continue with our integration method here. So what we do is we ganti the 4 inside and then write down like this, and then ganti the 0 inside and write down like this, and tengah-tengah minus equals to 16. Let's ganti the 4 first. 4 square, but you ganti into x, not the m, only x. So 4 square is 16 divided 2, so 8m. And then plus cx is just plus 4c lah. Wait, let's see. 0, what if I ganti 0? 0 square, 0, 0, m 0. So we have an issue, right? Because when we ganti 0, 0 times m will be 0, the whole thing will be 0, right? So we stuck here already, 8m plus 4c equals 16. And there is no other way to continue, right? Because we stuck with 2 unknown. So let's see. Should I change to the other method, or there's also another method? Okay, let's see here. We can see that this line, y equals mx plus c, got passes through the 4, 6. So if the line got passes through means I can ganti masuk. So it becomes what? Y equals mx plus c. So this is my equation 1 because I have 2 unknown. So what I do is I can ganti the x4, y6 here. So it becomes 6 equals to m times 4 plus c. The reason why I can do this is because this line got passes through this point. If got passes through, then only you can do it like this. So it becomes 6 equals 4m plus c, right? Or you can also write 4m plus c equals 6. So this is my equation 2. So now we have my equation 1, equation 2. We can do simultaneous equation. First thing first is 8m plus 4c, 16. This one is 4m plus c. So this one can kecilkan, right? Because can divide by 4. So 8m divided 4 is 2m. 4c divided 4 is c, divided 4 is 4. So I can call this equation 1. So let's not call this equation 1. Let's call this equation 1. And the reason why I kecilkan now is because I see that when I kecilkan, the c and the c here becomes the coefficient becomes same. And we can use penghapusan cara now. So equation 2 minus equation 1. So what is equation 2? 4m plus c equals to 6. And then 2m plus c equals to 4. And we do simultaneous. We just minus. Okay. If the sign is same, the tanda sama we minus. 4m minus 2m is 2m. C minus c sudah hapus. 6 minus 4 is 2. M equals to 1. After I get my M, I still need to find the C. Very easy. Just ganti masuk balik into any of this equation. So let's ganti into this one. So when m equals to 1, 2m plus c equals to 4. So 2 times 1 plus c equals to 4. So your c will be 2, right? So that's the A answer. But I mentioned just now there's also another method, right? Another method is using the area of trapezium. Actually, now I realize that using the trapezium formula is much more faster, right? But it's okay. Yeah, you can use either way, either method to do, you will get the same answer. Okay. All right, let's go to B. Okay, B I'll do here. B, they ask for area of shaded region. Okay, can I write 16? No, right? Because the shaded region is where? It's here, right? It's here. Okay. It's not just the 16. It's 16. I have to pass with this shape. So what I will do is, I already know this trapezium is 16. So I'll write 16 plus with, okay, this one now I find it myself, right? So how to find the area of this? So if you look carefully, this is the curve tarik to x-axis from 4 to 6. So it's tarik to x-axis, so it's dx. And then it's tarik from 4 to 6. So this is 6, 4. And then if this is dx, this must be y. And this y cannot be the straight line. It has to be the curve equation because the curve yang tarik. So you just write down x minus 6 square. Well, some of you will expand this, right? Because x minus 6 square can expand. Okay, you can expand also. If you don't want to expand also can. If you want to expand also can, you will get the same answer, right? But I will just do it like this. And then what I will do is I will integrate straight away. So it becomes x minus 6 power 3 over 3. But if you want to do it like this, make sure you open another bracket and differentiate inside bracket one more time. So differentiate x minus 6 is 1. Because differentiate x is 1, differentiate 6 is 0. And then don't forget to write 6, 4 here. So now let's continue. 16 plus. Okay, now we can ganti the 6 inside and then right inside this bracket, and then ganti 4 inside right inside this bracket, and then tengah-tengah minus. Let's ganti 6 first. 6 minus 6, 0. 0 power 3 is 0. 0 divided 3, 0. So this is 0. What if I ganti 4? 4 minus 6 is negative 2. Negative 2 power 3 is negative 8. So it becomes negative 8 over 3. Now it becomes 16. 0 minus minus. Minus minus become plus lah, 8 over 3. And now I just press my calculator. I will get 56 over 3 units square. Right? So that's the answer. Okay, let's check with the calculator and see whether I get the same answer or not. Okay, yes, correct. Okay, now let's go to question C. Okay, question C, where I should do it. Okay, I'll do it here lah. Okay, let's see. The volume generated in terms of pi when the shaded region is revolved 360 degree about x-axis. So let's see, shaded region. Okay, let's erase this. Okay, erase the 16 also. Okay, how to find the volume of shaded region? Of course, we need to use the formula integrate dx, because this time they say revolve x-axis. Remember, for volume, if they say revolve x, the formula must be dx already. And if it's dx at the back, this must be pi y square. But if they say revolve y-axis, then it will be pi x square dy. Okay, but if we use this formula, can I straight away take from 0 to 6? Can I straight away do like this, 6, 0? Cannot. Okay, cannot. Why cannot? Because if you look carefully, 0 to 4 is straight line tarik, and 4 to 6 is curve tarik. So I have to do it separately. I have to find this volume separately, and then find this volume separately, and then add together, right? Then only I can, that's the only way, right? So what I will do now is write down the first baris first. So I will write volume V equals to integrate. So the first step to find this volume is I will integrate from 4 to 0. And the formula will be pi y square dx, right? Pi y square dx. But don't forget this y is for the straight line, because it's the straight line tarik, right? And then plus with what? Plus with, use the same formula also, integrate pi y square dx. Okay, plus with integrate pi y square dx. And this time it's a 6 to 4. And this time the y later you have to ganti with the curve equation, right? And the curve equation is given in the soalan. So now what I will do, I will continue here. The pi can hantar depan, the pi can letak depan, and then integrate 4, 0, y square. Remember this one, you have to muscle the straight line equation or the curve equation. If you got per equation, this one must muscle the straight line equation. And the straight line equation is y equals mx plus c. M is 1, c is 2. So x plus 2. Okay, the m1 tak payah tulis. So this is x plus 2 lah. And don't forget to square later. And then what about this? This one also, pi also can hantar depan. And then 6, 4, y square dx. Square dx. And this one, this y, I have to put the straight line equation. Sorry, the curve equation, the curve equation. And the curve equation is this one, x minus 6 square, right? So it will become what? It will become x minus 6 power 2. And then let's use big bracket. Power 2 like this. So now we will continue here. This one become pi. Okay, how to integrate this? Okay, you can choose to expand, or you don't want to expand also can. If you expand, it will become x squared plus 4x plus 4. And then only you integrate. Can also. But you can also choose not to. You can also choose not to not to expand. You just leave it x power 2 plus 2 and just do it like this. Just take x plus 2 power 3 over 3. But just if you want to do it like this, just don't forget to differentiate inside bracket one time. So if division x is 1, division 2 is 0. That's it. And then 4, 0. Done. Let's go with this. Pi. Okay, this one is a bit tricky because it's power 2, right? So we don't have any choice to expand here because you never learn how to expand power 4. You only know how to expand power 2. So for this case, you must do it like this. Make it power 4, make it expand to 6 power 4, and then you do it like just now, right? So okay, let's finish this first lah. The belakang one later I continue, right? So how can I continue this is I will put two bracket like this, two bracket, and then tengah-tengah minus one bracket for ganti 4, one bracket for ganti 0. Let's ganti 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 power 3. I think it's 256. So 256 over 3. Let's just check with the calculator in case I 216. Okay, that's 216, not 256. So lucky, nasib baik I got check with the calculator. Okay, 0 plus 2, 2 power 3, 8, 8 over 3. So this is 8 over 3. Okay, what about this? This one, you still have, I still got right the integration symbol here is because I make the power 4 first. Because it means I never integrate first. I make it power 4. And then now only this baris, I will stop writing the integration symbol. Now I will write x minus 6 power 5 over 5 because now only I start integrating. So now only I stop writing this. And then don't forget to differentiate inside brackets one time. So differentiate x is 1, division 6 is 0. And then total bracket 6, 4. Okay. 216 over 3 minus 8 over 3 is 208 over 3 pi. And then at the back here, you need two brackets. So pi, one bracket for ganti 6, and then minus one bracket for ganti 4. If you ganti 6, I think it's 0 because 6 minus 6 is 0, right? 0 power 5, 0, 0, the whole thing 0. But if you ganti 4, 4 minus 6 is negative 2, power 5 is negative 32. So negative 32 over 5, right? So you get 208 over 3 pi plus with 0 minus become plus, so 32 over 5 pi. And then now we just press calculator, but don't press the pi. Just press 208 over 3 plus 32 over 5. All right, you get 1136 over 15 pi. Okay, but don't forget to write units cube. Okay, I forgot to mention something important here because actually we have to read how many degree they rotate, you know. So this, they say revolve 360 degree, right? But sometimes they revolve 180 degree. And if they revolve 180 degree, then your volume have to divide 2 at the end. But sometimes also don't have to divide 2, depending on the case. But for 360 degree, you just do it normally. Okay. Okay, I think correct already. So let's scroll down to number 9. So which chapter is this? This is vector. This is vector. So let's read the question. Okay, the diagram 4 shows a triangle PQR. You can see the big triangle is PQR. The straight line PQ is perpendicular to the straight line RE. Let's find it. Where is PQ? PQ is this, and then RE is this. And they say they are perpendicular, so 90 degree. So they already put for us the 90 degree. And please tell me perpendicular means what? The gradient of these two lines, when you times, you will get -1, right? And perpendicular. So this is not vector, sorry. This is coordinate geometry, okay? Okay, I silap tengok already. Okay, the straight line PF and RE intersect at G. Let's check PF. Where is it, PF? Okay, this one is PF. And RE, where is it? Okay, here. They intersect at G. Okay, correct? Okay, now we can baca bawah. PG ratio GF is 2:1. So PG, the nisbah is 2. Where is it? PG, okay, 2. And make sure you circle it. Ratio, when you label, have to circle. GF, the ratio is 1. Okay, here, just 1. Okay. And then A, it says find coordinate of G. Okay, yeah, can do. How to find the coordinate of G? So if you look carefully at this line, G is in between the P and F, right? And P point, they already give 8, 7. F point also already give 2, 1. And G is in the middle, but it's not exactly in the middle. If it's exactly in the middle, then you can use the midpoint formula, right? But this one is like, the ratio is 1, 2, not 1, 1, right? So G, we cannot just take the midpoint because midpoint formula is you just take the 2 plus 8 divide 2, and then 1 plus 7 divide 2, then you get already. But this is not exactly middle. You can see this one is shorter, this one is longer, right? The ratio is different. So now we have to use the other formula. The other formula is darab silang. Remember, in my class, I always refer this as the point C formula. So the method is like this. You take point F, you darab silang. You take point P, you darab silang. It means you will take point F times 2, point P times 1 to get point G. Okay, let's write down first. First of all, let's write point G equals to, okay, like this, right? And then what you do is, you write bawah first. Okay, bawah will be ratio add together. So 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2. Okay, bawah will be ratio add together. And then now you do the darab silang. So look at the arrow. Point F have to times 2. It means 2 have to times 2, 1 have to times 2. So 2 times 2, 1 times 2. Some students make the mistake because they write the 1 times 2 here. Okay, cannot. Because the 1 is y coordinate. The 1 is after the comma. So you have to write after the comma also. Okay, now for the point P. Point P have to times 1. So it means 8 times 1, 7 times 1. So here will be 8 times 1, 7 times 1. And if there's nothing in between means plus. So now it becomes 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 8 over 3. And then this one will be 2 plus 7 over 3. And then the final answer will be 12 over 3. And then this one is 3. Okay, wait, did I did it correctly? 4 plus 8, 12. 12 divided 3 is 4, right? Okay, what am I doing? So 12 divided 3 is 4. So the point G coordinate is 4, 3. Let me check with the schema. Okay, yes, correct. Because I takut the A salah, then all the rest I also salah. So it's better to confirm with the answer. Okay, let's go with B. B says what? Find the equation of PQ. Cari persamaan garis lurus PQ. So let's find out where is PQ. So PQ, okay, this one, right? So we all know the equation of straight line. We have will look like this: y equals mx plus c, right? But in Addmaths, usually I always ask students to use this formula: y minus y1 equals to gradient x minus x1. Okay, you can use the y equals mx plus c formula also. Can also, you will get the same answer. Okay, but in order to use this formula, we need two information. We need gradient and we need the x1, y1. So what is x1, y1? It means any point yang ada passes through lah. So we can see that the PQ got passes through 8, 7. So it means the 8 will be the x1, the 7 will be the y1. So I can guarantee the 8, 7 later. But the problem now is I don't have the gradient. I don't have the gradient. So isn't this the perfect time to use this information they mentioned earlier? So we cannot find the gradient of PQ because you want to find gradient of PQ, you need 2 points. You need 2 coordinate, and there's no 2 coordinate for you to use. That's why the only way to do it is to use this formula. All right. So what I will do is I'll find the gradient of RE first. Okay. And then after I find the gradient of RE, then I sub into here. Then I can grade the gradient PQ. And how to find gradient of RE? Okay, it's possible because from A, you know already your point G is 4, 3, right? So if you look carefully, the RE line is this, right? So what you can do is to find the RE. Okay, you can see that the point R, point G, point E, they are collinear. Collinear means they are segaris. So if they are segaris means the gradient of RG is the same with gradient of GE and also the gradient of RE. I repeat one more time, the gradient of RG and GE and RE, they are the same line because they are collinear, they are segaris. So even if you potong this line and you put beside here, they will be parallel one because they belong to the same garisan, right? They are the same straight line. So to find gradient of RE, you can use point R and point G to find. And the formula will be y minus y. So 5 minus 3 also can. 5 minus 3 over negative 2 minus 4. Okay. And then for this, you will get 2 over negative 6, which is negative 1 over 3. And now this negative 1 over 3 will go inside here. Right? So now it becomes like gradient of PQ times with negative 1 over 3 equals to negative 1, right? And then now to get the gradient of PQ, I can take negative 1 bahagi negative 1 over 3, which is 3. Okay, you can use your calculator to help you. So your gradient of PQ is 3. And now you have your gradient and you have your point. So you have your gradient, PQ is 3, and you also have your point yang ada passes through, which is 8, 7. And now you can use this formula, right? So remember, this formula, it requires gradient and any point yang ada passes through, right? So now it will be y minus y coordinate, which is 7, equals to gradient 3, x minus x coordinate 8, okay? So now you get y equals 3x, negative 24 plus 7. Let's press calculator. Okay. All right, I get 17. So the answer will be 3x minus 17. Let me just quickly check the answer. Okay, nice, correct. Okay, let's go with C. C says what? Find the equation of RQ. Yeah, you see this again, equation. So which formula I want you to use? In Addmaths, usually we use this y minus y1 equals to gradient x minus x1. There's also another way, another formula you can use y equals mx plus c. Can also. Okay, but usually I use this in Addmaths. So RQ, where is RQ? RQ is this line, right? So remember what you need. I just told you just now in question B, what information you need to use this formula. You need two information, right? First is the gradient and another one is the point. Okay, the coordinate. But the coordinate cannot be any coordinate. It has to kena other passes through one. So if you look at QR, I have some coordinate, right? Negative 2, 5, 2, 1. See, all these coordinate can use. But the problem is we don't have a gradient. So can I find the gradient? Yeah, very easy, because gradient of RQ, you can, if you look carefully, the RQ, do you have any 2 points on this line? Yes, R and F, right? So you can find the gradient of RQ. What you do is just take y minus y, 5 minus 1, bahagi dengan negative 2 minus 2. And you will get 4 over negative 4, which is negative 1, right? So the gradient of this line is negative 1, right? So remember, even though it's RQ line, but you can also use RF to find the gradient because they are collinear. They are segaris, right? So what you do now is you just ganti into the formula lah. But the point you use, okay, so the formula is, so the gradient is negative 1. And the point that we use here, the passes through punya point, can be negative 2, 5, can be 2, 1 also. Okay, you use this point also, you will get the same answer. You use this also, you will get the same answer. Okay, believe me. Because they both got passes through, so both also cannot use. But if you use P, then confirm wrong. Because you are finding RQ line. You have to make sure the point you use kena other passes through RQ. So these two, that's why I say these 2 point can use. These 2 point will give you the same answer. So it'll be y minus 1 equals to, belakang will be x minus 2, and the gradient will be negative 1. So the answer will be y equals negative x plus 2 plus 1 is plus 3, right? Okay, what if you use this point? Negative 2, 5, can also. You'll get the same answer, right? So that's how you do it. Let's continue with question D. Okay, question D, I think I can do it here maybe. So we have some space here. So let's read the question first. Find the what? Find the equation of locus. Okay, student always struggle during locus one, right? So what is locus? Locus is moving point, right? And they will always ask us to find the equation of the moving point. Okay, let's read first. Find the equation of locus W of a moving point. So W is the moving point, such that distance from P and distance from R will be in the ratio of 3 to 2. So first thing first, I always teach in class, for moving point, we will let the moving point, which is point W, become XY, because this is the point that it keeps moving. So the coordinate is XY. And then now we read the information. The distance from W to P, okay, WP, ratio WR will be in 3 ratio 2. Okay, and remember, ratio you can write in fraction 1. Okay, so read again. W moves such that distance from P and R is in 3, 2. So WP punya distance and WR punya distance selalu dalam ratio 3 nisbah 2. That said already lah. That's how you do it, right? And then for what you do now is you darab silang. Okay, you darab silang. So when you darab silang, it becomes what? 2 times the distance of WP is equals to 3 times distance of WR. Okay, some students, they will cut the W here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, please. Don't cut the W. Cut the W, then your marks also get cut already. Okay, don't cut the W. Okay, so now what you do is you have to use the distance formula. For locus, always have to use distance formula. So what you do now is 2. Okay, what is the distance formula? Square root x1 minus x2, or x2 minus x1 also can. Okay, square plus with y1 minus y2 square. This is the distance formula. Okay, distance. So we will use this formula. So 2 later I have to times with square root. Okay, and then I will use this formula lah. And then plus with, not plus, equals. Okay, sorry. Okay, wait. Okay, equals 3 times square root. And then same lah, we use this formula again. Okay, this one is WP. So obviously we need the W coordinate and the P coordinate. So where is what's the P coordinate just now? 8, 7. And then the W coordinate is XY. So okay, let's write down here lah. The P coordinate is 8, 7. And later we need the R coordinate also. Let's look for it now. Negative 2, 5. Okay. So the R is negative 2, 5. Okay, let's go. WP punya jarak. So the formula is x minus x squared plus y minus y squared. So WP. So I already know W coordinate is XY here, because I already let it become XY. So what is WP punya jarak? X minus X. So X minus 8 square, and then Y minus 7 square. Yep. And then what about this one is 8. And then what about the WR punya jarak? WR punya jarak will be same thing, X minus X square plus Y minus Y square. But this time it's X minus negative 2 lah, because WR. So it'll be X plus 2, and this will be Y minus 5. Right? That's how you do it. Okay, this one is 8. Okay, now what you do is you square both sides. Okay, you want to hilangkan the square root. But a lot of students, they just cut like this, the square root, because they thought when you square both sides, the square root will hilang. Okay, don't do this, please. Because if you do this, it's wrong. So what you actually do is you are square both sides. So what you do is like this. Bracket, bracket, square, bracket, bracket, square. It means the 2 and the 3 also you have to square. So 2 square become 4, and then only the square root hilang. Okay, and then only you do the rest, right? And then here also same. The 3 will become square, the 3 will square become 9, and then the square root, then only hilang, and then you do the rest like this. This is the correct way to do it. If you don't do it like this, you use the cut punya cara, then you will forget to, you thought the 2 is still 2, which is wrong already. So that's why don't use the potong punya cara. Okay, let's expand this. X minus 8 square. So I'll do very fast. X square minus 16x plus 64. Y minus 7 square, I'll do very fast. Y square minus 14y plus 49. Right? Okay, it's very simple. I just take depan square, depan darab belakang darab 2, and then belakang square. Alright, same thing here. Depan square, depan darab belakang darab 2, belakang square. Okay, let's try one more time. Depan square, x square, depan darab belakang darab 2, 4x, and then belakang square, 4. Same thing here. Depan square, y square, depan darab belakang darab 2. Depan darab belakang is negative 5y times 2, negative 10y. Belakang square is positive 25. And don't forget, the square root hilang already. Okay, now you expand. So 4 times x square, 4x square, 4 times 16, you use calculator, 64x. Oh, excuse me. 4 times 64, let's press. Okay, 256. And then here, times 4, 4y square. Here times 4, I think it's 56. Let's press. Yeah, 56y, and then 49 times 4. Okay, this is 196. Okay, okay, same thing here. Just expand everything times 9. So it becomes 9x square. 9 times 4 is 36x. 9 times 4 is 36. Times 9, 9y squared times 9 is 90y. 25 times 9, let's press. Okay, 225. So remember to use your calculator to help you. Okay, now we just have to susun. How we susun? We write the x square first, and then we write the y square, and then we write the x, we write the y, we write the number, and then equal 0. So remember the final answer should be equal 0. But I will not move everything to the left side, because if I move everything to the left side, my my coefficient of x squared will be negative. Okay, because 4 minus 9 is negative, so it's not nice. So why not I straight away put the 0 on this side? Okay. Actually, if I want to move to the left side also can. Just that can also actually is correct also. It's just that you have to tambah satu baris to tukar tanda for everyone, because the depan is negative, right? Okay, but let's do it like this. So 9x squared minus 4x squared, 5x squared. And then the next thing is you write the y square. So 9y squared, but this one is plus 4. So plus 4 when you move there become minus 4. So 9 minus 4 is positive 5. And then now the next thing is x. 36x minus 64, pindah there become plus 64. So become plus 100x. And then let's look at the y, negative 90y minus 56, have to move there become plus. So I will press calculator, negative 90 plus 56. Okay, I get negative 34. But don't forget to write y, and then left with the number. 36 plus 225 is how much? 36 plus 225 is 261. But you have to minus 256 minus 196, because this one is all both plus, right? So when you pindah become minus. So minus 196 minus 256. Let's press. Minus 196 minus 256. Negative 191. All right. So this is your answer. Okay, you can write again also. Okay, and make the and tulis 0 at the back, right? You can write again like this, because we already biasa write the 0 dekat belakang, right? So yeah, that's how we do it. Okay, wait for me. I check with the schema. Okay, betul. Okay, number 10. Number 10, this is linear law, right? This is linear law. And linear law, what is the first step? Always change the equation to linear form. Even though the soalan never asked, you still have to change to linear form, okay? Okay, let's see this question got give us equation or not. So use the graph paper to answer this question. Table 1 shows the values of two variables, x and y, okay? And then they say obtain from an experiment variable x and y are related by this equation where n and p are constant. So later the first thing I have to do is change this equation to the linear form, even though the soalan never asked me to do it. So A says what? Based on table above, construct a table for 1 over y and 1 over x. But I will not do this first. I will change this to linear form first. And then B, they want us to plot. Okay, look at the y-axis and the x-axis. The y-axis is 1 over y, the x-axis is 1 over x. And then blah, 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 blah. So what is the first step? changing it to linear form. So where should I do it? I think I'll do it down here. So let's write down the equation first. Okay, I think I can. I'll do it here lah. Nx plus, sorry, equals. Wait. Let's write like this: py plus xy equals to nx. Okay, py plus xy equals to nx. The reason why I choose to write this in front is because later my equation have to equal y-axis. And my equation have to be sama dengan y-axis, and my y-axis is 1 over y now. So definitely, because if I look at this, depan punya part tak ada y, so that's why I terbalik sikit. So now my job is to change to linear form. Okay. Hey, wait, the soalan got ask me to change to linear form. No, right? But why you have to change? Because if you don't change, you can't do this part later. You can't do the part C later, right? Remember, I teach in class already. In linear law, the first step is always to change the equation to linear form. The soalan will not ask you to change, but you have to change. Okay, that's how you do linear law question. Okay, let's make the y single. How can I make the y single? Okay, you can factorize it like this. So when you make the pull out the y like this, it means py bahagi y is p, xy bahagi y is x equals to nx. And if you make the y single, it will become nx over p plus x. But I want my y-axis to be 1 over y. So what I will do is, because this one is y over 1, right? So what you do is you terbalikkan here, and then you terbalikkan here also. So you terbalikkan. So when you terbalik, it becomes like 1 over y. And then this one also terbalik, become p plus x over nx. Okay, so you sudah berjaya samakan the equation with the y-axis. But it's still not enough, because if you want linear form must be y equals mx plus c. So what you do now is, if you look at this side, everything is mixed together. Everything is like jumbled up together. You want it to be separate so that you can know what is your m and what is your x, what is your c, right? So how can you separate this? Okay, if you look at this, bawah ada satu term. So what you can do is you separate like this, like this. So it becomes p over n x plus x over nx, like this, because you separate them. So now it becomes 1 over y, and remember, a linear form will be y equals mx plus c. So y equals mx. So how you write this? P over n. Okay, look how I write. I will not write p over x. I will write p over n bracket 1 over x. Okay, and then baru I'll write plus the x and x cut, left with 1 over n, like this. Okay, why I have to write like this? Because linear law is y equals mx plus c. The m and x have to asing one. It has to be separate. It cannot, how to say, mix together. That's why this x I have to letak tepi. Okay, and then bracket like this. Okay, so this is your linear form. Yeah, this is linear form. So after you change the linear form, now you can write big y equals to m big x plus c. And you can see your y-axis is 1 over y, total. Your x-axis is 1 over x. It means, what is your gradient? P over n. So P over n is the gradient. And what is your y-intercept? 1 over n. And then later, you can do C, right? Because when you do C, you need this, right? Because C, they ask us to find n and p. And if you don't do this part, how you want to do? If you don't change to linear form, how can you do C, right? You cannot do C. Okay, so remember to always change to linear form first for linear law question. Okay, let's do A now. Now only I do A. Now only I do what the question asked me to do, right? This one, the question never asked me to do, but you have to do. Okay, based on the table above, construct a table for 1 over x and 1 over y. Okay, what we do now is we draw table. So table. Okay, so let's put the table. Okay, when we put the table, we will need 1 over x and 1 over y, right? So like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay, got how many points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, enough. Okay, try to write 1 over x atas, 1 over y bawah, like this. Don't write 1 over y here, because if you would picture 1 over y, then you have to read like this. Okay, try to write the x-axis atas and then the y-axis bawah. So 1 over x. So this is x. This is x. I want 1 over x. So I will tekan 1 divide 1.5. So 1 divide 1.5. Let's press 2 over 3, which is 0.66666. So write 2 decimal place. Remember, when we do graph, always write 2 decimal place. This one is 1 divide 2, so 0.5. And then 1 divide x, which is 1 divide 3, so 0.33. 2 decimal place, because when we draw graph, always write 2 decimal place. And then 4 is 1 divide 4 is 0.25. 1 divide 5, okay, 0.2. 1 divide 6, okay, let's press 0.1666, so 0.17, 2 decimal place, okay? because we are doing graph. Okay, now for the 1 over y value. So we will press 1 divide 2.02. Okay, press 1 divide 2.02. 0.495, so 0.50. And then the next one divide 0.77. Okay, 1.30. And then done. This one is 1 divide 0.465. 2.15. And then 0.38. 1 divide 0.385. 2.60. And then 1 divide 0.351, 2.85. And 1 divide 0.339, 2.95. So I don't think I have to teach you this lah. You just press only, right? So that's how you do it. Okay, let me check. 1.0, 2.15, 2.85. Okay, below. Okay, after you plot all this, then you get 2 marks, right? And then B asks us to plot this one against this using a scale of 2 cm to 0.1 unit on x-axis, 2 cm to 0 on y-axis, then draw the line of best fit. Okay, now we have to draw graph, right? So when we draw graph, we have to look at the table, okay, and check if there's any negative value. So if you look at the table, all positive value. So remember this, if all positive value, then the 0 you will put here. Okay, it means everything happens in the first quadrant. Because if every value positive means we don't need the second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. It means everything happens on the first quadrant. So now we use the scale they asked us to use, right? So 2 cm to 0.1 unit on the x-axis. But we all look at the table, the highest value for 1 over x is 0.67. So I have to make sure boleh cukup sampai 0.7. So x-axis 0.1 until 0.7. So let's go. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7 here, right? Of course, you can use your 0 here also, but no need actually. You can stop here, right? You can stop here and write 1 over x. Because the highest value is 0.67, and 0.67 is here. Is here. Yeah. So actually, you label until like this is good. Is enough space. Is enough space. So cukup tempat Okay, what about the y-axis? 2 cm to 0.5 on the y-axis. And what's the highest value? 2.95. So 0.5 until 2.95 for y-axis. So 0.5. So let's see cukup tempat or not. 0.5, 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, 2.5, 3.0. Enough already, right? Yeah, because I only guna sampai 2.95. Okay. And then this is my 1 over y. Okay. And then don't forget to write the tajuk, graph of 1 over y against 1 over x. Actually, this tajuk, if you write at the end also can, but I always teach in my class to tulis dulu, right? Because sometimes you will forget to write later. Okay. So you can write the tajuk now. Okay. And then underline. And then now you can start to plot all the points. Before you start plotting, you need to know something. You need to know this here satu kotak berapa dulu. So can you see here to here is 0.1. So and there is 10 kotak kecil. So one kotak kecil here is how much? 0.1 divide 10, which is 0.01. It means here is 0.01, 0.01, 0.01 like that. But what about here? What about here? So here one kotak is 0.01, but what about like this? Okay, from here to here is 0.5. So one kotak is 0.5 bahagi 10. Okay, one kotak kecil is 0.5 bahagi 10, which is 0.05. It means every time you naik satu kotak is 0.05. Okay, what if you naik dua kotak then? Then it will be 0.1. Because 0.05 times 2 is 0.1, right? So every time you naik dua kotak, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 like that. Every time you naik dua kotak, tambah 0.1. After you sudah tahu benda tu, baru you boleh plot, right? Then only you can plot this. 0.67, 0.5. Where is it? 0.67. 0.67 is actually, this is 6.5, right? So 6.6, 6.7. Okay, what's the y coordinate? I forgot already. 0.67, 0.5. Okay, very easy. So 0.67, 6667, 0.5 is here. So this is where you put the dot. But this is where you plot, all right? 6.5, 6.667, 0.5. Okay, very easy. Okay, next point. 0.5, 1.3. 0.5, 1.3. Where is it? 0.5, the x coordinate here. 1.3 is just 1.5. turun 4 kotak. Why why turun 4 kotak? Why turun 4 kotak kecil? Because I tell you already, turun 2 kotak is minus 0.1. So 1.5 turun 2 kotak is 1.4. So turun lagi 2 lah. So this is 1.3. Okay, let me plot nicely. Okay, it's very hard to plot using the computer, but okay, I'll try my best. Okay, dah, siap. Okay, let's go. Next point. 0.33, 2.15. Let's go. 0.33, where is it? 0.3 ke kanan 3 kotak kecil lah. And then where is 2.15? Okay, we can naik until 2.0 first. 2.0 naik 2 kotak is 2.1. Naik lagi 2 is 2.2. So you naik half lah. So this is the point, right? Or you can also say 2.0 naik 3 kotak. Naik 3 kotak kecil is 2.15. Okay? Because 2.15 is in between 2.1 and 2.2. That's why it's here. And don't forget it's 0.3 ke kanan 3. Okay, siap. Let's go. 0.25, 2.6. Where is it? 0.25, 2.6. 0.25 here. 2.6 ah. 2.6 is 2.5 naik 2 kotak lah. So this is the point. Okay? And make sure it's at 0.25. Everything have to be perfect. Wait, is it correct? 0.25, 2.6. Okay. Okay, betul. Yeah. I just want to double check. 0.2, 2.85. Let's go. 0.2, 2.85. 0.2 here. Okay. 2.85. Okay. 3 turun 2 is what? 3 turun 2 kotak kecil is 2.9. 2.9 turun lagi 2 is 2.8. So 2.85 should be in between. So it means 3 have to turun 3 kotak kecil. Let me plot again. 3 have to turun 3 kotak kecil. Why turun 3? Because this is 2.9 ma, this is 2.8 ma. So middle is 2.85 lah. Right? So that's how you do it. Okay, do I have one more point? Okay, one more, last one. 0.17, 2.95. 0.17, 2.95. Where is it? 0.17. Okay, this is 0.2. Reverse 1 is 0.19, reverse 1 is 0.18, reverse 1 0.17, and 2.95 is just 3 turun 1. 3 turun 1 kotak. Why turun 1 kotak? Because 3 turun 2 kotak is 2.9, right? So in the middle lah, 2.95. So here. Okay, now done already, right? All my points is I already plot. Now we can use our pembaris panjang to draw the line of best fit. Okay, let me make this smaller. Okay, how I teach you to draw a line of best fit in class. First, you will take the line and you put at the first point and the second point, right? And you see how many point this line will touch. So if you draw like this, definitely not very good because it only touch 2 points and all the point all duduk bawah and you see the gap is so big. So why? And then how I teach you, if the one after you try with the first point, second point, you try with the first point and the third point, right? So if you put your pemaris panjang at first point and third point, now it's also not very good because it's sentuh 3 points only, 2 points only, right? Like this. Okay. So you see first point, second point, and then the rest are sentuh and the gap also very big. But if you try with 1 and the first point and the fourth point, see what happens? So first point and the fourth point, maybe like this, right? So it's much more better, it's much more balanced, right? It's much more balanced because you can see this okay, let me put it nicely. Okay, 1 and 4. Okay, so 1 and 4 means this one got sentuh, this one also got sentuh. And then you can see dia sentuh ini juga. So dia sentuh berapa point? 1, 2, 3. And then this one dekat atas, these two also dekat atas. So it's better than the previous one because dia ada sentuh 3 point. Okay, but the rest all dekat atas lah. But the gap is very small, right? It's very near. So why not we try with 1 and 5? So 1 and 5. And I can see if I try with the first point and the fifth point, the result is lebih kurang sama, right? So, oh, excuse me. So my line of best fit will be, let's try 1 and 6 lah. Okay, I think 1 and 6. Okay, let's try. What if I put my line like this? So sentuh, 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 right? So I think like this lah. Like this is good, I think, because the other sentuh 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point. Okay. Okay lah, actually this one tak ada sentuh lah. This one bawah sikit, right? So you can actually assume this one sentuh, 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 but this one bawah and the two atas. But it's okay because it's balanced already, right? That's how you draw a line of best fit. And when you draw, remember to draw until the y-axis. Okay. Okay, I will show you my graph because I already did it just now. I will show you. So this is how I draw it. This is what happens when I do it by myself earlier. So it's the same lah. You see, sentuh, 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 and this one bawah sikit, right? So yeah, okay. So after you draw it, it will look something like this. So sentuh, sentuh, sentuh. This one you can see bawah sikit. This one atas, atas sikit, right? So it's balanced. Okay, so everything is nice. Okay, now we can continue to find the what? We can find the gradient and y-intercept because we are doing C, right? So let's okay. So soalan B sudah siap ah. Okay, now C they will ask us to do what? Using the graph, find the value of N and P. So I will do it here. C, N and P. So question 1 and then question 2. Okay, so how to find N and P? I told you already, right? When you find N and P, you kena tengok mana? You kena tengok balik you punya linear form punya equation. Because that's why I said you have to change this to linear form first, even though the soalan tak suruh you tukar. So if you look carefully, what is your gradient? Your P over N is the gradient. Okay, P over N is the gradient. And then what is your y-intercept? 1 over N is the y-intercept. But the y you have to write huruf besar. Okay, you must write huruf besar. Okay, let's erase this. Okay, now only I will start to do question 1. So question 1, how to find the value of N? Okay, I think I can use this, right? So 1 over N is the y-intercept. And then I can refer to my y-intercept. Okay, let's use the, okay, actually I can use this graph also. But let's use the graph that I draw earlier lah. Okay. Tak apa lah, just use this graph lah. I can also. But this graph, I have to panjangkan the line. Okay, wait. There, okay, okay. Okay, so this line I have to panjangkan a bit. So it will look like this. Okay, like this. No. Okay, make it nice. Okay, something like this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is my straight line. It will passes through this point, passes this point, this one bawah sikit, this one atasnya. Okay, so what is the y-intercept here? So, misalkan, so it's like near to this point, right? So this, I think is here lah. So this is 2.53, this is 3.5, this is 4.0. So if you want to butcher this point, it will be exactly half of 4 and 3.5. So this one is 3.75. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this is exactly in the middle. Oh, excuse me. So this is exactly in the middle. So we can write 3.75. And then now we can find our n. Just tukar tempat. Tukar tempat, tukar tempat. So 1 divided 3.75. So n is equals to 0.2666. So 0.2667. Okay. Usually I'll write 4 significant figures. Oh, excuse me. Usually I will write 2 significant figures. So that's how you do it. Okay, let's continue with the second question. Second question, we still have to find P. So second question, I'll do it here. So we all know P over N is the gradient, but N we already know 0.2667 equals to gradient. Gradient, we need 2 points, okay? But when I teach in class, I always say, try to use the 2 points that after you tolak, you will get 2, 5, or 10, okay? It means you choose from x-axis, the 2 points, but try to choose when after you tolak, you'll get 2, 5, or 10. For example, you can take 0 to 0.5. Because 0 to 0.5, when you tolak, you'll get 0.5, and 0.5 is easy to divide, okay? So what I will do is you will choose 0 to 0.5, or maybe some students can choose 0.1 to 0.6 also, okay? I think I will choose 0.1 to 0.6. So what I do is I go to 0.1, I choose 1 point, I can see the point is here, okay? So I will butcher this point now. So this point is 0.1, and then the y coordinate is 3.3, okay? Because 3.5 turun 2 kotak is 3.4, turun lagi 2 is 3.3. And then what about the 0.6 coordinate? It's here, right? So 0.6, and then the y coordinate is 1 turun 3. So 1 turun 2 is 0.9. Turun lagi 1 is 0.85. So after you have this, you will draw a dotted line. You draw dotted line joining these 2 points. But you use ruler, you use ruler to draw it. Okay, in exam you use ruler. So the line is here. Okay, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and then 90 degree. Okay, so after you get this, now you can find your gradient, right? So what's your gradient? Y tolak Y bahagi X minus X. So it'll be 0.85 minus 3.3. 0.85 minus 3.3. Divide with what? X tolak X, which is 0.6 divided 0.1. Oh, excuse me. Bahagi 0.6 divide 0.1. Okay, so now it becomes P over 0.2667, and then we press this whole thing. 0.85 minus 3.3 equals divide 0.5. Okay, negative 4.9. So negative 4.9 is the gradient, but if I want to find P, I still have to times with what? Times with 0.2667. So I'll get negative 1.30683. But usually I'll write 4 significant figures, so I'll write 307. Okay. You can write more also can. It's up to you. But usually, to be safe, I recommend writing 4 significant figures lah. Okay, done already. Now we are at question 11. So question 11, this is probability distribution. So let's do it. Okay, let's read the question first. The probability of a student walk to school is P. Okay, let's write down probability of walking is P. And then a sample of 6 students is selected at random. So the N is 6. Okay, the N is 6. And then number 1, if the probability of all students walking is 0.0466, okay, all walk. So probability of all walk is 0.04666. Find the value of P. Okay, if the probability of all walk means probability of all 6 walking. So what we can do is the N we already know is 6. Okay. And then the P we don't know, the Q we don't know, right? The P we don't know, the Q we don't know because they never give. Okay. But we know the probability of success will be walking. Okay, because now we will use this 0.0466 to do. And what will be my big X? So out of the 6, maybe 0 walk. It's possible that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, what does it mean by 6, 6? It means 6, 6, enam pun success, enam pun walk to school. That's what it means. So what I will do now is I will write like this: Px equals to 6 equals to 0.04666. And then I will use the formula NCX, so 6C6, and then P power 6, Q power 0, like this. And then this will be the probability of success, but I don't know, right? But it's fine. Just write P and Q. Because even if you don't know, you can still cut here. Because even though I don't know Q, but Q power 0, anything power 0 is 1. So you can cancel it, become 1. 6C6 also can cut, become 1. So you left with P power 6 equals to this. So how to find P? You tekan the 6th root of 0.04666. How you want to tekan this? Okay, you will tekan 6 and then tekan the shift arrow button. If you're using the black calculator, shift the arrow button. Okay, and then 0.04666. Okay, 0.6. So that's the answer. Okay, after you have your P, probability of success, you can also find your probability of failure. Okay, because you just take 1 minus, right? But this soalan they only ask me to find P, so sudah siap lah. Okay, let's do number 2. Where should I do it? I'll do it here. Okay. So number 2 says, but find the probability that more than 4 students walk to school. Again, we look at this. X equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if they want more than 4 means here. So if I want Px bigger than 4, it means I'm finding Px equals 5 plus Px equals 6, right? Okay, not enough space already. Okay, Px bigger than 4 means Px bigger than 4 means Px equals 5 plus Px equals 6. And we are also using walking as the probability of success because they also ask for walk, right? So Px equals 5 would be what? 6C5 bracket. The probability of success, P is 0.6. And now the probability of failure is 0.4. How you get this is just 1 minus. This one power 5, power 1. Px equals 6, no need to do already because you already know just now is 0.04666. If you are very hardworking, you're very rajin, you want to do it again, can also, you will get the same. Okay, but I won't do it. If you want to do it, you do it. Okay, let's tekan this. 6C5 times 0.6 power 5 times 0.4. Okay, I got 0.1866. Okay, 0.1866. But I will use the answer button now. So I will use the answer plus with 0.04666. 0.233284. So 0.233. Actually, for me, sometimes I will just write four significant figures. So 233 like this, right? So yeah, I think it's good enough, right? Just write four significant figures. Okay, now done already. Let's go to question B. Okay, question B says what? Okay, this is normal distribution. Okay, so if it's normal distribution, you need the jadwal, right? How I know it's normal distribution? Because I see the word normal. Okay, soalan A tak ada perkataan normal. That's why it's the binomial one. So let's continue with B. Why this thing keep getting in the way? Okay, okay. Sorry. Okay, B. Diagram 5 shows a standard normal distribution graph representing the volume. Okay, volume of chili sauce in bottle produced by a factory. This is so familiar. I remember SPM past year, one of the questions also like that one, like talking about volume of like chili sauce or whatever. I remember one of the SPM past year. Okay, they got give us percentage here, and percentage automatic links to what? Probability. 40.9% means 40.9 divided 100, so 0.409. This is the probability, or you can also say the area of the shaded region. Okay, let's see what it says here. It is given that the mean is 900. Okay, this is the mean formula. 900, comma, variance is 289. Change to standard deviation, just square root the 289 becomes 17. How come I know I need to change to standard deviation? Because we are doing normal distribution. Normal distribution, when you change from X to Z, the formula is X tolak mean bahagi standard deviation. It means variance in normal distribution is useless. We don't use the in normal distribution we don't use the variance in normal distribution. We want the standard deviation always. Because we want to change from X to Z later. So that's why I need to do it like this. And then they say if the percentage of volume more than V is 40.9, so we can write PX, X represents volume more than, so bigger, V equals to 0.409. So the probability is 0.409. Or you can also check out the area of shaded region here is 0.409. So now they want us to find the value of V. So how you do? The first step, in normal distribution, the first step is always change from X to Z. How to change? Take the X value, which is V tolak dengan mean 900 bahagi standard deviation 0.409. And then now you can see the belakang depan dalam sini tak boleh buat because it's you don't know the value of V. That's why you cannot do. So how I teach in class, you let C equals to V minus 900 divided 17. So now you have a new equation, PZ bigger than C equals to 0.409, and now you locate. But how many diagram you locate? Two diagram. Why? Because you don't know your C now is positive or negative. It could be negative, it could be positive. That's why you locate dua, but only one of these is correct. Okay. So bigger means low rate mana? Low rate kanan. Low rate kanan, right? So now, which one is the correct one? You look at the value here. If the value here is more than 0.5, you choose yang besar. If the value here is lesser than 0.5, you choose yang kecil. So this value is less than 0.5, so you choose yang kecil. It means your C is positive. It means not this one. But if it's this one, then you have to take 1 minus already. Because do you remember I tell you, right? If the shaded region got crossover like that, then you have to take 1 minus. But this question no need because if it's this case, your C is positive, so tak payah. So now I can terus tengok jadual. But I have to tengok dalam. I cannot tengok luar, I have to tengok dalam. And I have to cari 0.409. It means this is your jadual. I have to straight away look for 0.409 and then baca. Okay. Okay, so let's go to my jadual and try to find tengok dalam and cari 0.409 or lebih sikit. So 0.409 or lebih sikit. The jadual is usually at the back page. Okay, I found it already. So 0.409, let's find it. 0.40. Okay, jumpa already, this one. So I don't have to tolak anything because it's already uh exactly 409 already. So now I can just baca here. So the answer is 0.23. I don't have to look at this because there's nothing. It's already exactly 4090 already. Dia tak ada lebih sikit. Dia tak ada extra. So the answer is 0.23. So 0.23 would be an answer. But positive or negative? Okay, let's scroll up. Okay, positive or negative? Positive. Why positive? Because just now I try already, I know my C is positive already. But if one day the C is negative, you have to write the negative. Sometimes students forget to write the negative one. So be careful. Okay, so now we can continue to find V. So we already know my C. So V minus 900 Because just now I let C equals to this, right? So now I want to change it back. So like this. And then try to find V. Let's press 0.23 times 17 plus 900. So I got 903.91. Okay, but this is volume and they use meter cube, so we use meter cube also. Okay, so that's it. Okay, let's do question number 2. Number 2 is what? Find the probability that the volume is in between 866,951. Okay, so probability in between what? X in between 866, the small number put in front, the big number put here. Okay, so this is how you write in between. And the first step is like just now also, change the X to Z. How to change? Take the X value 866 minus mean 900 divide standard deviation 17. Kautim. And then what is that? This one, this X you change to Z already lah. And then the 951 also do the same thing. Minus 900 divide 17. Okay, you will get negative something here, and then you will get positive something here. Let's press 866 minus 900. Okay, negative 2. And then this one you press, you get positive 3. And then now you lukis. But this time, you lukis sekali saja. Tak payah lukis dua kali. You just lukis sekali saja. So when you lukis sekali, where you look letak negative 2 and 3 in between. So negative 2 somewhere here, 3 somewhere here. And then this is the shaded region in between. So you can see your shaded region macam mana. Dia sudah cross to the other side. Remember, dia sudah potong the y-axis. And I mentioned in the class already, if the shaded region got potong y-axis, you have to take 1 minus. Okay, tapi kena ambil 1 minus siapa? 1 minus yang you tak mau lah. Because the total area is 1. The total area is 1. So yang you kena tolak dengan yang you tak mau. So yang tak mau is this one, the red color one and the red color one. So how to tolak dengan this one? PZ smaller than negative 2 and minus PZ bigger than 3. Okay, so yang saya tak mau is PZ smaller than negative 2 and then PZ bigger like that lah. And then here will be 1 minus smaller negative, smaller negative, smaller negative can change to bigger positive. Remember this, I teach in class. And then PZ bigger 3 later I can tengok jadual. But later I tengok. So now it will be 1 minus something, and then answer. So now I have to tengok jadual to get the PZ bigger 3 and PZ bigger 2 value. So let's go to my jadual. PZ bigger 3, PZ bigger 2 value. But this one not tengok dalam, tengok luar. This one tengok luar. Like macam baca macam biasa sajalah. So just tengok luar terus, cari 2 and 3. So this is 2. Okay, down a bit. Okay. Okay. So this is 3, and it's 2 point, it's just 2, right? That's why we just tengok yang ni saja. It means 2.00. And then this one also 3.00. So the answer is what? 0.0228, 0.00135. So the PZ bigger than 3 value is 0.00135. So 00135, 0228. 00135. Wait, what is it again? 001, 00135, 00135, 0228, 00135, 0228, 00135, 0228, 00135. So here also 0.00135, and this one is 0.0228. And then you just minus everything. 1 minus 0.0228 minus 0.00135. 0.97585. Usually I'll write 4 significant figure, but since it's just one more digit, I will just write it lah. Whatever. So that's how you do it. Okay. Okay. That's it already. Now we can continue. Section C, let's continue. So section C, they want us to answer only 2 questions, but I will answer 3 of the questions. Okay, it means because in section C, they will always ask a solution of triangle, and they will ask linear programming, and they will ask index number, and also the kinematics. But I will not do the kinematics soalan, but I will only do these 3. Okay. So, but of course, in exam you only choose 2. So but for this video, I will only do these 3. Okay. Okay. So let's continue. Number 12. This is obviously solution of triangle lah. Okay, let's read the question. Diagram 6 shows a combination of triangle ABC, BCD, ACD. Mana? ABC, where is it? Okay, this one, ABC, got 6 cm, 10 cm, got 2 panjang. And then BCD, let's see BCD. BCD, okay, we have 8 cm, 6 cm, 40. Oh, I saw something here. There is one pair, right? There is one pair. What do I call by one pair? Means I have the sudut and the sudut opposite punya panjang. So I think we can use sine rule. We can actually use sine rule to find this angle. Okay, because when we use sine rule, we need one complete pair and we need one yang incomplete, right? One complete pair and one incomplete pair. So we can see that the eight, this one don't have, we can use sine rule to find. But don't find first, look at later the question mau cari baru kita cari lah. And the ACD, let's see ACD. Okay, this one I only have one panjang. Okay, given that the ACB are obtuse, is obtuse angle. So obtuse angle means the angle is in between 90 and 180. It means quadrant 2 lah. Quadrant 2. So where is ACB? Let's look for it. ACB, oh, this one. So this angle is between is obtuse, quadrant 2 punya angle. So let's see. It is given that DB is 8 cm. Let's label. Okay, they already label. And then BC 6 cm. Okay, they already label. AC 10 cm. Sudah label. BDC 40. Sudah label. If the area of ABC is 22, mana ABC? Okay, this one is 22 cm square. Calculate the angle ACB. Okay, this is quite easy. If you want to calculate the angle ACB, you will use the area. You will use the area formula because you can't use sine rule to find this. You can't use cosine rule to find this. It's not enough information. The only way to do it is the only way. Using area is the only way. So because when you use sine rule, you need to have one pair, right? And there's no one pair in this triangle. So yeah, you will use area of triangle formula. And which triangle? The ABC triangle, because they already give us area of triangle is 22. And what is the formula for area? 1/2 AB sine C. Okay, and then what is the A, what is the B, what is the C? A and B is the panjang, and then the angle will be the included angle. So we will take 6 and 10. That's the only two panjang we have. And then the included angle will be the ACB, right? So the ACB here. And now we can find the ACB. I will just pindah lah. Okay, I can see I can potong here. 2 and 6 potong becomes 3. 3 times 10 is 30. Now I will tekan calculator. 22 bahagi 30. Okay, let me press. 22 bahagi 30. Okay, 0.73333. So let's write down here 0.7333. And then how to find ACB? I have to tekan shift sign. So let's tekan shift sign. Okay, the calculator says 47 degree 10 minutes. Okay, actually it's 9 minutes, but belakang is more than 30, so I have to plus 1. 47 degree 10 minutes. Of course, you can write in decimal also, but I usually write in degree minute. Okay, actually you have to be careful because they did when you tekan shift sign, actually there will be two answers, right? Because if the sign bernilai positive, it means the angle can be in quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. Do you remember you learned this in trigo? Add sugar to coffee. Sign positive, it means first quadrant and second quadrant. It means this 47 degree 10 minutes is not, it's one of the answer, but it's just the reference angle. There's another answer, you have to take 180 minus to get the second quadrant answer. Okay, so 180 minus what you get? 132 degree 50 minutes. Okay, 132 degree 50 minutes. So starting from now, you just remember whenever you tekan shift sign, okay, not just shift sign, shift cos, shift tangent, you always have to consider quadrant, because when you tekan shift sign, shift cos, shift tangent, the calculator will only give you the first quadrant answer, and you have to consider the other quadrant. It means there will be always two answers. All right. So after you write down the two answers, then only you decide which answer you want to take. Okay. Usually when we are doing trigo punya chapter, we will take all the answers. We will not refuse any of the answer. But in this chapter, we are doing solution of triangle. So we will only one of these can be the correct answer. So which one is the correct answer? Actually, this one, the 132 degree 50 minute. Because do you remember they mentioned ACB is an obtuse angle? It means definitely it's quadrant 2 angle. So definitely this one I have to cut this answer and take this. All right. So my ACB I can write down here 132 degree 50 minutes. So that's the answer. Okay. Now let's do B. B, they want you to find the length of AB. Where is AB? Okay, this one. So I want to find this. All right. So I want to find the AB. So let's panggil this one X lah. So how can we find this? Okay, let's see. Do I have a complete pair in this triangle? Don't have. So how to find the panjang here? Let's see. I think I can use cosine rule, right? Even though, okay, if you want to use sine rule, you need to have one complete pair and one incomplete pair. But in this triangle, there's no complete pair. Don't have. That's why I cannot use sine rule, but I can use cosine rule. Why? Because I have two lines and then one included angle, and I'm trying to find this, right? So actually, this is the perfect case for cosine rule. So how to use cosine rule? AB square equals to what? Do you remember how to use cosine rule? 6 square plus 10 square minus 2 times 6 times 10 times cos the AB opposite punya sudut 132 degree 50 minute. Okay, don't have enough space. Macam mana? Okay, let's see. Can I do this? Okay, nope. Okay, what? Okay. Uh, okay, why not I just write on here lah. 132 degree 50 minute. And then AB. Okay, the square you can move there, become square root. Okay, and then I will press all of this inside the calculator. Okay, all of this. Okay, wait. Okay, so I will press all of this. So I will press now 6 square plus 10 square minus 2 open bracket 6 and then open bracket 10 and then cos 132 degree 50 minute. Okay, the calculator give me 217.58, but of course this is not the answer yet. This is, I belum square root lagi, 217.58 and then blah blah blah, right? Okay, so how to find AB? Just square root this whole thing. So square root answer 14.75. Okay, so the panjang AB is 14.75 cm. So, and don't forget to update your diagram because later you might need this to do the next question, right? So sudah siap A, sudah siap B. Now C. Angle DBA. Where is DBA? Let's find it. DBA. Oh, it's here, right? So can we use the big triangle to find this? I don't think so because the big triangle, you have the panjang here, 8 and 14.75, but you don't have the sudut here, you don't have the sudut here. So definitely using big triangle is not easy. Yeah, it's not possible. So I think what I can do is find separately lah. Find this one separately, find this one separately, and then add together. Okay. So how to find it separately? How to find this small angle first? So if I want to find this small angle, is it possible? Yes, right, because I can use sine rule. I mentioned this in the beginning when I read the question, right? When I first read the question, I already mentioned this triangle memang can use sine rule. But the problem is you cannot use sine rule to find this angle directly. You can find this using sine rule first, this angle first, and then only 180 minus this to get the one you want. So the first thing first is you will use sine rule already, but you cannot use sine rule to find this because you don't have the opposite of this. Okay, so I think what you have to do now is you can use sine rule to find the angle BCD first, even though it's not what you want, but later you can take 180 minus. So what you do is you write sine BCD, right? BCD over, okay, what's the opposite of 8? BCD is 8, equals to sine 40 over 6. And by doing like this, you can find the angle BCD, right? So first, now you will press sine 40 divide 6 times 8. Okay, let me press sine 40 divide 6 times 8. Okay, I get 0.85705. So 0.8571. 0.8571. And then now I shift sign. So let's press shift sign answer. Okay, 58 degree 59 minutes. Okay, 58 degree 59 minutes. But do you remember that you always have to what? You always have to consider quadrant, because sign positive there is quadrant 1, quadrant 2. Remember I just told you in soalan A just now, whenever you tekan shift sign, you have to be careful because there will be two answers. Okay, first quadrant and second quadrant if the sign is positive. So actually there's another answer. You will take 180 minus. So I got 121 degree 1 minute. Okay, 121 degree 1 minute. And now you choose which one to take. Of course, you cannot simply choose. You have to look at the angle also. So if you use your eyes, you can actually tell whether the angle is quadrant 1 or quadrant 2, right? If you look carefully, this angle, is it quadrant 1 or quadrant 2? Just imagine, okay? Imagine 90 degree. 90 degree is macam mana? 90 degree is like this, right? 90 degree is like this. Like this is 90 degree. Do you agree? Like this is 90 degree, right? Like this one. So your angle is obviously more than 90 degree already. Okay. So this is not a quadrant 1 angle. The BCD is not a quadrant 1 angle. It's a quadrant 2 angle. So I will cut the quadrant 1 and take this as my answer. So this angle is actually 121 degree 1 minute. Okay. We will not take the quadrant 1 angle. We will take the quadrant 2 angle. So I will write here 121 degree 1 minute. So remember, in exam, when you tekan shift sign, always double check whether the angle is a quadrant 1 or quadrant 2. Sometimes they will mention it in a question like this, but sometimes they won't mention it. You just have to use your eyes and determine. Actually, you can use your eyes to know. Actually, you guna mata tengok also, you can know actually whether it's quadrant 1 or quadrant 2. Okay, like for this one, it's obviously more than 90 already. Okay, so it's very obvious. Okay, so now what you do is you can use 180 minus the 40 minus this to get the bawah one. So the bawah one, I write CBD. Okay, so angle CBD is equals to, okay, the triangle is 180 total minus with the 121 degree 1 minute, and also minus with the 40, right? So let's press this whole thing and then we will get this, but it's still not the answer yet. So 140 minus 121 degree 1 minute. Okay, I already get 18 degree 59 minutes. So CBD, the angle is 18 degree 59 minutes, but it's not finished yet. Okay, I told you already, this is not the answer. You still have to pass with the down one, right? Because they want the total here. Okay, they want DBA. Okay, they want DBA. I only find separos saja. So I still need to find this. So how to find this now? Can I use sine rule for this triangle? Let's see. So we have the opposite of the angle and we also have one pair. So yeah, we can use sine rule, right? So what I will continue down here. So let's use sine rule. So it will be what? Sine CBA or sine ABC also can. So sine ABC or CBA over, okay, the opposite will be 10. And there is one complete pair that you can use here. Sine 132 degree 5 minute. Not 5 minute, 50 minute. 50 minute, and then bahagi with the 14.75. So if you just continue here, now then eventually you will get the angle bawah here. So let's find the sine ABC first. Now I will press this sine 132 degree 50 minute. Okay. Bahagi 14.75 times 10. Okay, 0.4972. And don't forget to shift sign. So let's press shift sign. Okay, so they give you 29 degree 49 minutes. Okay, that is the answer. So this is the 29 degree 49 minutes. But do you remember I asked you to be careful, right? Whenever you tekan shift sign, you have to be careful. Why? Why you have to be careful? Because there will be two answer, one quadrant 1 and another in quadrant 2. But why just now I asked you to take 180 minus when you tekan shift sign, but why this question I never asked you to do that? Because I can clearly see that this angle is less than 90. Can you see? You use your mata tengok is less than 90. It means that even if I take 180 minus this and write it here, I will end up erasing this. I will end up using the correction tape to erase. That's why I never spend the time to take 180 minus. Then why just now I do like that? Why just now I take 180 minus? Because just now is quadrant 2 ma. Just now the angle is obviously more than 90 ma. But this case, this ABC angle is less than it. That's why. Okay. So now I can finally find DBA. Okay, now only I can finally find DBA because DBA is actually 18 degree 59 minutes plus with 29 degree 49 minutes. Okay, so now you get your final answer finally. Yeah, so let's press 18 degree 59. Okay, the calculators give me 48 degree 48 minutes. Okay, or you can also write 48.80, right? So 48 degree, I usually write in degree minute. You can write in decimal also can. It's up to you. Okay, let me just check quickly with the schema. Okay, yeah, correct. Okay, now what is the punya soalan? D, it says what? Calculate the area of triangle ABD. So ABD, how to do? Okay, let's do it here lah. Let's write here. So area. So where is ABD? Let's find it. So this is ABD. So ABD. It means the big triangle lah. It means they want the big triangle, right? So if we want the big triangle, we can use the formula for area will be 1/2 AB sine C. But do I have two side, two panjang and included angle? Yes, I have. Because two panjang is 8 and 14.75 and the included angle is from here to here, which is DBA, which is your C answer. So actually, you can already do it already. 1/2 times 8 times 14.75 times with the included angle, which is this one plus this one, but just now you do already, right? 48 degree, 48 minutes. Okay, and you press the whole thing, you get the answer. Okay, 4 times 14.75 sine 48 degree, 48 minutes. Okay, the calculator says 44.39. So this is your answer. So you just write 44.39 cm square. don't change to degree minute. You only change to degree minute when it's angle. This one is area, so I usually just write in decimal. Okay, so that's it. Okay, number 13. This is obviously index number. Okay, so let's start. Okay, the first, when we doing index number, I always teach to label first. Okay, so we read the soalan and try to label first. A particular kind of cake is made using 3 ingredient PQR. So ingredient PQR and all these ingredient is used to make cake. Table 2 shows the price index. Indices means price index for the year 2018 based on 2014. So this is the price index for year 2018 based on 2014. So this is the I for 18 over 14. And then the weightage, so the weightage, the symbol we use is W. So these are all the W, but I can clearly see that the weightage they never give. For P and Q, they never give because they just write Y plus 2, right? And I'm sure they will ask you to find Y later, okay? Okay, so far just that's the only thing they mentioned. Nothing too crazy, nothing too much. So now we can continue with A. A says what? State the percentage of decrease of ingredient P from the year 2014 to 2018. Nyatakan peratus pengurangan bagi bahan P dari tahun 2014-2018. So bahan P, ingredient P, the I is 98. So if the I is 98, it means naik harga or turun harga? It means turun harga, right? Because I mentioned already 100 means remain unchanged. If your I is above 100, it means naik harga. If turun, if less than 100 means turun harga. So your I is 98, so less than 100. And 98 and 100, the gap is 2. It means the barang harga already turun 2%. That's what it means. So what if your I is 90? Then it means turun harga 10%, because 100 minus 90 is 10. Then what if your I is 120? So if it's 120 means naik harga 20%. Okay? Because 120 minus 100. Okay? So just remember, anything above 100 is naik harga in percentage. Anything if the I is below 100, then it's turun harga in percentage. Okay, let's go B. The price of ingredient Q in the year 2018, if the price of year 2014 is 10 ringgit 50 cents. So price of Q so we are talking about Q now. So later I can only refer to Q punya information lah. Okay, I cannot tengok orang lain punya. So the price of ingredient Q in the year 2018. So I'm trying to find the price in 2018. So usually price, I will use the Q symbol. So Q 2018 equals to nak cari. And if the price of year 2014 is 10 ringgit 50 cents. So the price is 14 is 10 ringgit 50 cents. So this one actually you have to use the first formula you learned in this chapter. The first formula is like this: Q1 over Q0 times 100. Okay, why I know is using the first formula is because got involved Q. This is the only formula yang ada guna Q. The moment they mention about price, then definitely is the first formula already. And the first formula, the Q here represents price. Okay, that's why I write QQ. But some of you, maybe you want to use P also can. Like some books, they use P, but can also, it's the same thing. So now I know I have to use this formula. So it will be I equals to Q1 over Q0 times 100. Obviously, Q1 will be the Q18 because that is the newer year. But the Q18 I don't have. So I will just write Q18. And then the Q14 will be 10.5. Now, for the I have to put what? Of course, I also have to put 18 over 14 punya because the price yang atas saya letak price 18, yang bawah saya letak price 14. So the I also have to be 18 over 14 lah. But for Q, okay, for ingredient Q, so it will be 1, 2, 3. So it means this one I can erase and write 1, 2, 3. Okay, and if you look at the year, it's also 18 over 14. You see the year match one. So now you can find the Q18. You just pindah 1, 2, 3 divide 100 times 10.5. So the answer is 12.915. But this is price. Price should always be 2 decimal place only. So 12.915, so 12.92. Don't forget to write RM, because it's a price. Okay, now let's do C. C says what? The price index of ingredient R okay, so now we're talking about R only. So later I can only refer to the R information. Okay, so the price index of ingredient R 2018 based on 2016 is 125. So I can write the I means index number lah, for 2018 based on 2016. So 18 over 16 is 125, comma. And then for 2016 based on 2014 is 92. So the I for 2016 based on what? 2014 is 92. And then find the value of X. Okay, X is what? If you look at the table, X is actually the I for 1814. So I want to find the I for 18, 14. So this is the question mark. So what method I will use? The smiley face method, right? Because this question got involved 3 years already, 18, 16, and 14, right? So what I do is you do the smiley face. Do you remember how to do the smiley face? Just draw a smiley face and then write the first year, second year, third year, right? So what is the first year here? 14, 16, or 18? Obviously 14 comes first and then followed by 16, followed by 18, right? And the 18, 16 I is 125. So 18, 16 I, so this is the 125. 16, 14 is 92, 16, 14, 92, done already. And then for 18, 14 is down here, right? So down here is what I want to find. So how to find this? Do you remember the smiley face formula? The smiley face method is this is A, this is B, this is C, and C is will be equals to what? A times B divided 100. So remember the bawah yang paling panjang punya will always be this one times this one divide 100. So how to find this then? How to find the 18 over 14? You just take, what? You just take 92 times 125 divide 100, right? And then if you press this, you will get the answer already. Okay. So let's press this, 92 times 125 divide 100. Okay, I get 115. So the value of x is 115. So dot 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 x equals to 115. It means this is 115. Okay. Let's write down here also because maybe later, next question, you might use this, right? Who knows? Okay, let's continue with the last part, the D question. So the D question says what? The cost of making this type of cake in the year 2014 is 55 ringgit. So this is the cost, the price. So if it's the price, use what formula? I mentioned already, the first formula. Okay. Q1 over Q0 times 100. So let's write down first Q14 is 55. So remember, anything related to cost, the symbol is Q. And it has increased to 62.515 in 2018. So the price in 2018, Q 2018, 62.15. And then they say find the value of Y. I already tell you is the first formula. Why I tell you, why mesti first formula? I mentioned many times already, ma. If the soalan got involved cost ataupun price, RM macam tu, mesti guna first formula. So what is the first formula? I equals to Q1 over Q0 times 100. Definitely the Q1 you have to put 62.15. Definitely. Because the newer year always put atas one, 18 atas. And then the older year 55 letak bawah. So what do you think I have to put for the I then? Obviously the year have to also be what? 18 over 14, because the Q you put 18 over 14, so the I also have to be 18, 14. But it cannot be the I. It has to be the average I, the composite index. Why? Because this is the 55 and 62.55 is the cost of making cake. It means they never mention P or Q or R. If they never mention, it means you have to take the average. The average I, and the average I is called composite index. So it means here I have to put in the composite index. But do I have the composite index for 1814? I don't have. I don't have the composite index for 1814. So now what I have to do is I have to find the composite index here. Okay, so I have to find the composite index for 1814 now. So which formula I will use? The second formula. And what is the second formula? Do you remember the formula for composite index? You have to take the sum of I times W divided by sum of W, right? So, but you are finding 1814 punya I average. It means this I also have to use 18 over 14 punya I. It means later I have to take 98 times Y plus 2, like that, right? So because this is 1814, right? The year match already. So 98 times Y plus 2 plus 123 times Y plus 4, right? And then the last one is 115 times 5, okay? And then yang bawah is all the weightage add together. So what is the weightage add together? Y plus 2 plus Y plus 4 plus 5, okay? Now we just continue from here, then we will get to the answer. Okay, so I will do bawah first. Y plus Y is 2Y. 2 plus 4 plus 5 is 11. And then yang atas, okay, 98 times Y, you expand, you get 98Y plus, okay, what is 98 times 2? 196. Okay, you can use your calculator. 123 times Y is 123Y times 4. So what is 123 times 4? 492. Okay, and then the last one, 115 times 5. 575. Okay, so you end up here. Now you can simplify a bit, so you left with 2Y plus 11. Atas is what? Okay, 98. Okay, Y dengan Y boleh buat, number dengan number boleh buat. So remember, Y hanya boleh buat dengan Y, number hanya boleh buat. So 98y plus 123y. 98 plus 123 is 221y. And then the number can add together. 196 plus 492 plus 575. So 1263. So this is my composite index. And you cannot simplify this further already. This is the simplest form already. And now what you do is this thing, whole thing you can put inside here. So it becomes what? 221y plus 1263 over 2y plus 11 equals to this one, 62.15 divided 55 times 100. Even though I don't have y, but it's fine because I can calculate this side. I will just press 62.15 divide 55 times 100. I will get 113. So now I can find y, right? I just pindah jadi darab dulu. So 221y plus 1263. Okay, this one when you move up becomes times. So 113 times 2, what do you get? Let's press 113 times 2. 226. So you get 226y. And the 11 also have to times 113. So you get 1243. And then now how to find y? Okay, y dengan y saja boleh buat, number dengan number boleh buat. So 221y I can move there become minus 221. 226 minus 221 is 5y. And then 1243 pindah jadi minus 1243. What is 63 minus 43? 20. So y is equals to 4. Okay. So is that what the question asks? 4, find value of y. So sudah siap. So I think I finished the whole question already. This is how you get 10 marks, right? 3, 3, yeah. Betul. Okay, last question, number 14. Okay, number 14, this is what? This is linear programming. This one have to use graph paper one. So, okay, let's read the English version. Okay, number 14 here. Let's read. Mr. Ama used X hectares of land for planting corn plants and Y hectares land for planting papaya trees. I told you many times already, when you're doing linear programming, mesti the soalan will tell you siapa X, siapa Y. And after you know siapa X, siapa Y, what you do is you write down the arrow thing, right? So I think I can write already. But let's not write first. Let's read the whole thing first. So I already know X is corn, Y is papaya, and it represents hectare. Okay, let's keep reading. He employed at most, smaller sama dengan, right? 360 laborer. So this is 360 laborer and allocated a capital of at least 24,000. So at least punya simbol apa? Bigger sama dengan. If you never hafal this symbol, you cannot do this chapter in exam. So make sure you know this. And then they say each hectare of corn orchard is supervised by 6 laborer and 3 laborer for each hectare of papaya. So for corn, 1 hectare you need 6 supervisor. I mean 6 laborer lah, 6 laborer. Okay, to supervise lah, 6 laborer to supervise. But for 1 papaya, you need 3 laborer to supervise. Okay, and then they say the total hectare of planting corn and papaya is not more than 80. Not more than smaller sama dengan. Okay, but this not more than 80 is total hectare of land, right? So I think I get my first inequality already. X plus Y. Okay, so for A, I know the first one already. So X plus Y smaller sama dengan 80, right? Because X and Y represents this one, right? But tak apalah, nanti baru saya tulis, right? Okay, let's keep reading. The total expenses for a hectare of corn is 800 RM and a hectare of RM 300. Just now they also got mentioned something about RM here, right? RM 24,000, right? So now, after I already finished reading the whole question, now I will write the arrow lah. So, okay, I think I will just write it here. Okay lah, right here lah, atas here. Okay. So, X is a corn, and then Y is papaya. So we have corn, and then we have papaya. So corn, the arrow will be X, and then this arrow will be Y. And don't forget the tajuk here. The tajuk here, XY represents what? Hectare. Okay, it means how many hectares. Okay, now they also mention something about okay, yang ini kita jangan tengok dulu. At most 360. Because this one I have to baca sampai bawah baru saya boleh nampak, right? So he employed 360 laborer at most. So how many laborer for 1 hectare of corn and 1 hectare of papaya? I remember just now they got mentioned 1 hectare of corn is 6 laborer, right? 6 laborer. So if 1 hectare is 6 laborer, so what about X hectare? It will be 6X. And then 3 laborer for papaya, this will be 3Y. So this one represents what? Number of laborer. Okay. So this one I will just write bilangan laborer. Okay. And also, it means now we can write our inequality already. My inequality would be what? So Uh, okay, let's write this first. The total hectare of land for planting corn and papaya is not more than 80. So actually this one I mentioned already is x plus y smaller sama dengan 80, right? Because total hectare mah. So it's x and y add together lah. And then not more than, so smaller sama dengan 80. So this is my first inequality. And then comma, the next inequality will be what? It will be the laborer one, because the laborer just now they say at most 360 laborer. So we can write what? 6x plus 3y. And then they say at most 360, right? So smaller sama dengan 360 lah. And if can kecilkan, you have to kecilkan. Bahagi 3, bahagi 3, bahagi 3. Like this, right? Okay, what about the third inequalities? I am sure it's about the RM one, the capital. So they got mentioned, right? The expenses for orchard is 800, papaya is 300. So what I have to write here? 800x, 300y. This one is expenses, so RM. So now what we can do is we can take 800 plus 300y, because they say the total capital is how much? At least 24,000. So bigger sama dengan 24,000. And then what you can do is everything bahagi 100. So bahagi 100, 8x, bahagi 100, 3y, bahagi 100, 240. Okay, so now we have our three inequalities already. So this is how you get 3 marks for part A. So for part A, sudah siap. Now part B, it says using a scale of 2 cm to 20 on both axes, construct and shape the region R which satisfy all the above constraints. Okay, remember in this chapter, the 0 you always have to put bawah kiri. Okay, usually okay, bawah kiri like that. And I always ask you to hafal in class, right? Kalau letak 0 sini and you have to hafal, dia mesti standard. Semua soalan mesti standard. Sini guna berapa kotak, sini guna berapa kotak, sini guna 8 kotak, sini guna 10 kotak. Remember? But if you look at this graph paper, this tak mat, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So only can fit 7 kotak. That's why I don't want you to do in this graph paper. I want you to do it like in the real graph paper. So you familiar with the real size. Okay lah, but let's do it here lah. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then enough already. So this will be 10 until 80. And then yang sini saya kata guna berapa? 10 kotak. Okay. So it'll be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. And then this will be your y. Okay. Okay, actually I messed up already. Actually, you shouldn't go to the graph first, right? The correct step is what I teach in class already. Before we draw graph, we have to let. Do you remember let? It means we have to uh let all this equation and then find the point first, right? So for B, actually, I know they ask us to draw graph, but actually the correct how I teach in class is you have to find the point first. So let x plus y equals 80, and then bracket, and then let 2x plus y equals 120, bracket, and then let 8x plus 3y equals 240, bracket. And then now you find some points. And what is my I always use what point? I always ganti x0, y0. So when x is 0, y is 80. When y is 0, x is 80. Right? What about this? When x 0, when y 0. If x is 0, 0 times 2 is 0. So you cover this. So y is 120. What if the y is 0 then? Then 2x is 120. X will be 120 divided 260. What about x0 here? Y will be 240 divided 380 lah. And then what if y0? 240 divided 830 lor. So this is your point. So after I have this point, then only I can plot. So I will plot 0, 80, 80, 0. So I go to my graph. Okay, I just plot 0, 80, and then 80, 0, and then plot, and then locus. After I locus, I have to write down the equation. Okay, what about this? 0, 120, 60, 0. Do the same thing. But 0, 120 can plot. Cannot, right? Because it's already like tak cukup tempat, okay, to plot to 0, 120. So takkanlah you want to padam the whole graph. So don't do that. Just change the point. Right? Just change this point to other point. So which point you can choose? So usually how I teach in class, if you have to choose a new point, you will take the equation and try to make the x single ataupun the y single. So for this case, I think it's easy. If I make the y single, it'll be 120 minus 2x. And for the x, you can put any x value yang ada dekat you punya graph. Which okay, it can be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Any of this value, right? Because any of this value can plot. So 10 until 80, just choose a suitable one. So let's think. Can I put 60? Cannot, because if I put 60, it will be this point, right? So why not I put 10? What will happen if I put 10? 2 times 10 is 20. 120 minus 20 is 100. So my point will be 1000. So 1000, is it easy to plot 1000? Oh, 1000, yeah, it's possible. It's possible to plot. So now I will use this point. So it will be 1000. So let me double confirm. So 120 minus 2x. X I put 10, right? Yeah, so correct, 1000. So later I can plot this point, 1000 and 60, 0. So 1000 is somewhere here, and then 60, 0, maybe here. And then you suddenly locate the Garisan and write the equation. Hey, remember, I don't want to see any of you plot all the points and then you forget which line, which point got sambung which point. You always have to plot 2 points, garis, tulis equation. Plot 2 points, garis, tulis equation, like that. Make sure you do it like that. Okay, and for the last part is 0, 80, 30, 0. I'm sure you can do this by yourself also, 0, 80, 30, 0, and then okay, right? Okay, I will show you the result because I already do it just now. So after you draw all the 3 lines, it should look something like this, right? So let's see. So this one I do it earlier lah, 0, 8, wait, where is it? 0, 80, 80, 0, right? So this is the first line. And then the second line, what is it just now? I forgot already. The second line, 2x plus y 120, 0, 100, 60, 0. Let's make sure the other passes through. 1000. Actually, it's not 0, 100, it's 1000. 1000, 60, 0. So 60, 0, yeah. This is the second line. And then what about the third line? The third line is 0, 80, 30, 0. So you can see 0, 80, 30, 0 like this. So this is how you do the graph part. But you cannot stop here because they got ask you to shade. You see, construct and shade the region R which satisfy all the above constraints. So I have to lower it. So how to lower it? When I lower it, I have to look at the symbol, it's bigger or smaller. So the first line, x plus y 80, we have to make sure y positive dulu, and then baru tengok dari y. So y sudah positive, tengok dari y is smaller. So x plus y 80, smaller. So let's go to the graph. Which one is the x plus y 80 punya garisan? Is it this one? No. Which one is the x plus y? This one, right? No, this one. This one. This one. Okay, sorry. So this one, right? And according to the inequality, it says smaller. So it means my R is definitely somewhere down here because it's this line punya smaller, right? So smaller. Okay. Okay, let's look at the second inequality. The first one is smaller. The second one is what? Tengok dari y positive. So y sudah positive is also smaller. But which line? Which line? The 2xy 120 line. So let's go to 2xy 120 and take the smaller region kawasan. So where is 2x plus y 20? This one, right? So where is the smaller kawasan? So the smaller kawasan is definitely down here, right? So if it's down here means it means I can erase this R already, right? This is not the answer already. So it's either this R or this is the shaded region. So now let's look at the third inequality. Okay, the third inequality says what? The y is already positive, and if I take out the y, it's bigger. So bigger. So let's find the 8x 3y line and take the bigger punya kawasan. So where is the 8x 3y punya kawasan? Which one? This one, right? This one. And then take the bigger punya kawasan. So the answer is this lah. The answer you know is the shaded region is this R. So let's shade nicely. Here, 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 here. Use a rule. You can use ruler. Okay. So this is your shaded region R. And of course, you have to erase this part, this R, right? And one more thing. When you lower it, don't lower it bawah x-axis. Okay, don't lower it here. Because remember, this xy represents what? It represents, what is it? I forgot already. Hectare, right? And also they got mentioned other than x bigger 0, y bigger 0. If they got mentioned x bigger, other than x bigger, it means tak boleh lower it negative. Okay, it means x have to be always bigger than 0, and then y has to be bigger 0. It means everything is in the first quadrant. So be careful when you lower it. Don't lower it until bawah x-axis. Okay, it means everything positive lah. Okay, I already finished part B. I can do part C now. So let's look at part C. Okay, let's scroll down a bit. Okay, I can use this space to do part C. So part C says what? C question 1. So find the maximum area of land planting corn plants. area. Okay, let's see. So maximum area of corn if area of planting papaya is 20. So papaya is X or Y? Area for planting papaya is Y. So I will write when Y equals 20. When Y equals 20. And then and then they want to find the maximum area of corn, which is the X maximum. So now what I do is I go to the graph, pergi ke Y cari 20, and then find the X maximum lah. So now I will go to the graph. What is it just now? Y20 X maximum. So you need dotted line. So Y20. So pergi ke Y, cari 20, and then use dotted line, garis, 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 garis. Okay, this is not the answer. This is the X minimum. If they want maximum means you have to refer the shaded region and go to the last contact point. So this is the last contact point with the shaded region. If you keep going, there's no shaded region already. So if they want maximum, take the last contact point. If they want minimum, take the first contact point. So this is the answer. So what is your X maximum? 50. Yeah, 50. So now I will go back to my working here and write 50. Okay. But is there any unit here? Maximum area. Let's read again. Hectares of land. Hectare. So I should write hectare, right? Each hectare. Hectare area. So I think I have to write hectare lah, right? Because for the area for papaya also they could write 20 hectare ma. So I think I have to write hectares also lah. Okay. Okay, let's go to number 2. Number 2 says what? Okay, let's read first. Find the maximum profit if the profit gained by selling corn are 700, papaya 250. Corn is X, papaya is Y, remember? You see, corn is X, papaya is Y. So they want the maximum profit now. So what is the total profit? The total profit will be 700X plus 250Y lah. Okay, the total profit. And then how to find the maximum total profit? What you do is you take this, write this again, 700X plus 250Y, and then choose the LCM. What is LCM? Gandaan sepunya terkecil. You will take the 700 and 250 punya sifar and then take the lowest common multiple. Okay. Okay, I will show you how I do it. You can write any number here, but I always teach in class to write the lowest common multiple. So first you can press in your calculator 700 times 1, and then you try to divide 250. You try to take the answer, divide 250. If the calculator give you decimal, it means that's not the LCM, right? So let's try with 700 times 2. I get 1,400. Try to divide 250. They give you decimal also. It means this is not the lowest common multiple. Try to take 700 times 3. You get 2,100. Try to divide 250. They give you decimal again. So not the LCM. What about 700 times 4? 2,800. Try dividing 250. Cannot also because got decimal. Now try with 700 times 5. 3,500. Okay, try to divide 250. Can divide. So I think I can take 3,500 because 3,500 is the lowest common multiple, right? Lowest common multiple. And after I know my lowest common multiple, I find 2 points, ganti x0, y0, and then draw this line later. So what happens if I ganti x0? 0 times 700 is 0, and then I will press 3,500 divide 250, I will get 14. Okay? Betul lah. 3,500 divide 2. Yeah, 14. And then if I ganti y0, it will be 3,500 divide 700. This one is fine. Okay. Okay, let's see whether this point is easy to plot or not. If it's hard to plot, I'll just add another 0. So 0, 14, 50. Okay, I should look at this graph. So where is 0, 14, 50? Wait, let me think. Did I do this correctly? 700x plus 250y. 700 times 5 divide 250. Okay lah, I think can lah. What if I add another 0? If I add another 0, it becomes 0, 140. Then it cannot plot already, right? Okay, I think I'll just use this lah. 0, 14, 50. Where is it? Let's plot 0, 14. Okay, I need to besarkan. 0, 14. So maybe somewhere, okay, here 10, right? So 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is the 0, 14. And then where is the 50? Here, right? And remember, when you join these two line, it has to be dotted line. Has to be dotted line. But I cannot draw dotted line using the computer. So, okay, actually can. I'll show you. So like this, use the line like this. And then, but you have to use dotted line. Okay lah, something like this lah. And then use dotted line, 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 and erase this line. Okay, wait. Wait. Uh, okay, like that. Okay lah, something like that. Okay, I managed to draw dotted line already. Now I have to write the dotted line equation. Okay, okay. What is the dotted line equation? I forgot already. I think it's 700x plus 300y equals to 3500, right? Let's check. 700x plus 300y equals to 3250y. Oh, wrong already. This one is 250y. So 250y. Okay, so this is the LCM. Okay, after I do like this, now what they want? The maximum profit, right? It means I have to do the sliding. First sliding, I think what you have to slide. Do you remember I tell you jawapan mesti berada di mana? Jawapan mesti berada di bucu. So how many bucu this shaded region have? One bucu, two bucu, three bucu, four bucu. And I tell you the jawapan mesti berada di bucu, right? But they want maximum. It means you have to push, you have to slide until the last bucu. If you want the minimum means the first pucu. So what you do is you put your pembaris pendek here and you line up against this garisan and then use the pembaris panjang to put down and make sure this one you have to stick together and then you slide until the last pucu, right? And you will realize the last pucu is this pucu. Okay, it's this pucu. Okay, this pucu. So this is the maximum because they want maximum, so you slide until this. So after you slide until here, you will draw another dotted line like this, but you have to write down the coordinate of this because you will need this later. So the coordinate is 40, 40. So this is the point that we use later. Okay. Okay. I will not show you how to slide because I cannot show you using the computer. So I just hope but I already teach in class. So I think all of you know how to slide. Just put a ruler like this and draw another parallel line at here. So these two lines will be parallel because you slide when you slide it will be parallel. Okay, so now let's go to the working. I already know the bucu is 40 40. So now I go to back to my working. Now I continue to find the maximum total profit. So maximum profit equals, okay, what is the total profit? 700x plus 250y. And I already look at the bucu just now, it's 40 40, right? So now if I press this, I should be able to get the answer. But make sure to write RM because it's profit. So 700 times 40 plus 250 times 40. 3800, 38,000. So this is the final answer, right? So I think finish already. Let's continue with question 15. Okay, 15 I won't do. 15 is the kinematic. This one I won't do. Okay. So yeah, let's finish already. So bye bye.